Hey, what is up, everybody? Make sure that coming through here loud, not blowing out your ear holes. How's everybody going? Thank you for joining us tonight, getting off a new campaign. I hope you like it. We've got a new group going on there, so we're just going to kind of kick straight into things. If anybody's new here, I am Risen Gaia, aka Adam, whatever you want to go by. Most people use Risen. And yeah, it's been a while. We used to run one way back in the day, get a new one going, got a new group of some awesome players here, so we're gonna kick right into things. You can also go and check me out over on TikTok, Risen Gaia, and Instagram. Probably find more interesting stuff on TikTok when I do post there, but yeah, anyways, we can get things going here. Let's go ahead and bring in our players here. What is up, everybody? Want to go ahead and go around the group here and just introduce yourselves and your classes, and then we'll kick things off. Don't all go at once. All right. Hold on one second for me. Y'all are saying they can't hear you for some reason. Give me 1 second. What the damn hell? Oh, you know what I bet I did? Whoops. Give me a second. All right, somebody say something. Okay.
Hello.
I see a spike in there. All right. So let's rewind, go back to the beginning there. All right, this time again, just give me just who you are and what class you're playing, and then we'll get to the character descriptions when we get into the actual game here. Thank you guys for letting me know in the chat there that it was not coming through. We would have been here all night. Y'all just been listening to me, and that would have been the worst. Trust me. All right, so Finvar, you want to go ahead and just again introduce yourself and just what class you're playing real quick.
My name is Guillem in Spanish, but I'm playing an elf named Finbar. It's a paladin.
Paladin, nice. Jay.
Hey everybody, my name is Jay. I'm playing Jasper, a super basic human fighter, and he definitely looks it.
All right.
Hi, my name's Ryan. I will be playing a elf druid named Ira today.
Hey everybody, I am Jesse. I'm gonna play Ragnar, a high elf warlock.
Hey, I'm Otto. I'll be playing a human fighter named Torin.
All right. Right on. So get into things, and then we'll get a bit more descript here in a minute. So some of that kick in there a little bit.
I think the screen went black on the stream.
Oh no. Oh, because I went away for a second. Like I said, technical stuff. We'll get it all ironed out as we go. All right. So welcome everybody to campaign. This is the Strife of Aradiel, and kicking things off a little bit. So in the land of Aradiel, the region of Eldara is at war. Its northern neighbor, Calratha, a once great empire now bled dry, marches south, convinced it must expand or die. With the armies locked in bitter conflict far from home, the people of Eldara are left to fend for themselves. Town guards do what they can, but hardship breeds desperation, and desperation breeds chaos. Bandits roam, monsters grow bold and older, darker things stir in forgotten places. In answer, the lords of Eldara have begun calling upon all who name themselves adventurers, not as soldiers, but as agents of order in a land on the brink. Now, going in, you all are making your way downtown, making your way down south a little bit here, heading into some of the forest there. So as you guys are marching along, before we get into that first actual quest, why don't we get some descriptions as you guys are kind of marching together along these roads, as more and more trees are starting to gather around you, getting deeper and deeper, thicker in the foliage.
Okay, I'm very tall for an elf. I'm 6'3", and I wear my wool coat or my leather armor and some simple travel clothes. My hair is also pointy and brown without any hat or something to cover it, and I have pointy ears that result my head the most. I'm walking by with my rope, and I don't have any weapons at all.
All right, Naira?
I am also I am also on the taller side for an elf, about 6'1", 6'2". I have blonde hair as well as a scar across my face due to an incident in my character's past, which I'll get into at a later date. Don't want to spoil anything regarding that. I'm also wearing some leather armor, but I am also walking with a shield on my back and using a staff as a walking stick. Did I miss it?
All right, right on. And Ragnar?
Yeah, I'm also an elf. Got the pointy ears, but I'm on the shorter end, going around like 5'6", 5'7". He's got flowy, more desert-like clothing. Got even like a scarf like wrapped around his neck and everything. It as a closer inspection, you can see it's actually kind of like silk and high value clothing. And then on his back, on his back right above his butt, he's got a scimitar with a gold hilt and a gem that is ruby and emerald.
Nice, nice. All right, Torin.
Yeah, so Torn, he's a scrawny guy, kind of not as tall as everybody else. Uh, his hair, brown hair, going down to his back, braided up. Um, he carries a long bow on his back and two swords at his hip, uh, adorned in some rugged, studded leather armor. Uh, and on his face, he's constantly got a sense of high alert and worry. And he also has a skull ring on his finger.
Right on, right on. And Jasper.
Well, Jasper, looks like a quintessential town guard. He's pretty average looking human male, just under 6 foot, short brown hair, cropped so it can fit under a helmet, short brown beard, and, looking like a guard. He stands tall and square shouldered, but he's ready to share some drinks and adventurous stories. His repaired chain shirt has a lighter patch where insignia was recently removed. He's wearing a warhammer on his left hip, a war pick on his right, and a heavy crossbow slung across his back, next to a backpack full and square with books.
Nice. Right on, right on. All right, so welcome, players. And now, for those of you don't know, the way things kind of go in this world, and it's not always the way things happen, but it happens to be in this quest, is that with all the armies at war and everything, things going crazy, these lords, they formed what they call the Hall of Horns, where they reach out to offer different quests and everything to different adventurers out there for pretty hefty fees. They tend to be ones that in some way benefit the war machine as well, so they might throw in a little bit up on top of whatever the group was already offering. So with that in mind, you all find yourselves heading in the log town of Timberdeep, nestled deep in the Dreadpine Woods. Now fear hangs heavy as the mist. After a string of brutal attacks on lumberjacks in the midnight forest, the town master imposed shorter work times and strict curfews, but the violence only followed them home. Now, the killings happen in the streets. Some are taken, others are found torn apart, their deaths swift and savage. As you travel the forest road towards Timberdeep, a hush hangs over the trees. At one point in the distance, in the clearings there, spot a pack of wolves tearing into a deer. Their muzzles red, their eyes catching the light before they vanish into the underbrush. Desperate, the town has sent word through the Hall of Horns, offering a reward of 750 gold pieces to anyone who can uncover the source of the attacks and put an end to the terror. Now, as you all are riding in, or walking in more so, you can see the town itself separated, the walls just large, thick, and worn down pikes of wood jutting up a good 14 feet. The front door, the front gates there, still slightly ajar, but as you can see, not far off, dusk starting to settle in. They prepare to start pulling them in. Only just noticing you, does one of the guards look up and put a quick halt to it. Swings his hand up and waves you in. All right, who goes there? Come on. Best hurry, gate closes at dusk. Doesn't open till the morn.
Of course, we shall make haste, and we shall make haste before, so that they can close the gates, so that we do not bring any more trouble to this troubled town.
Yeah, Ragnar's gonna pick up his pace for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is it that brings you heavily armed gentlemen here?
We were sent by the Hall of Horn. We heard there's trouble here.
Oh, that's a mighty
Reward.
fine understatement. What says you?
There's also a reward.
Oh,
Taking out the problem.
oh yes. Well, won't be too much done tonight. Curfew, you know. Sun goes down, everyone locks in. So you best be moving along. Get in. We're locking the gates now.
Of course.
Aye.
Sure.
Ira will hurry along.
So
I also get in.
let's move it. So as you all start moving your way into the town here, you can see the people around. They are all hustling by as quickly as they can. All of them very skittish. Most won't even make eye contact except for a child or two who looks a little concerned themselves. They run past you, hear doors slamming. You even hear as much as nails hammering into wood, implying people are barricading as best they can when the sun hits. On your way through, you can see off to the side there, a bit of a, not so much a manor, but a much nicer home that kind of sticks out a little bit than any of the others. This particular home, painted green, the walls, the windows, all barricaded from the outsides, the door itself hammered over, and quite a decent collection of guards standing about, circling the entire place there. A couple of them walking patrols around the streets from side to side. What do you guys intend to do? So again, curfew is hitting. This would likely be, you guys know, you would know that you need to go to speak with the town master, who it appears you may have found that spot. It's looks a little closed off at the moment. So from there, you guys can move about the cabin or make your way over towards the inns, however you guys would like to proceed.
Just a quick question on those town guards. Does it
Yeah.
look like they're all outfitted and equipped the same, like they are all one standardized guard force, or do they look like they're a hodgepodge ragtag mix of folks?
So they all wear the same kind of basic leather armor that they're all wrapped into. It's nothing overly fanciful. It's probably just from what deer they were probably able to just hunt in the nearby area. But aside from that, the undergarments that they wear, the undergarments, but the clothing underneath their leather vests and everything are a hodgepodge of just whatever they may wear anyways.
Got it.
All right.
We might be find an inn and rest. No, we have to be well rested for the mission. I mean,
True.
if we could enter the town hall, would be a different story.
We have been
But
traveling, yeah.
It would not be a bad idea to rest. Do I see a guard that appears to? Because you said they were patrolling around the said cabin. Do any of them seem to come out far enough that we could potentially speak to them without going too far out of our way?
So there's the ones who are walking the street there. There's kind of the little dirt roads that make the street on the distant backside and around the front of the town master's home there. Aside from that, they're all pretty well bundled up. There's at least two of them out front who are holding torches, lighting for everybody else. The rest of them stand firmly in place with their hands on their weapons, most of which are carrying, a couple with pikes, most of them with just short swords at their hilt.
One last question. Is Timberdeep more of a village, or is it more of a town or a city?
It would be more of a village technically, just because off of the population, it's not extremely large. You're probably looking at, before the killings here, maybe as many as 400 people, but since then that's taken a bit of a dip.
Got it. Thank you.
All right.
What time is it? Is it night right now?
It's hitting night. It's dusk. So right now, the sun is hitting the very top of the tree line there, giving that kind of orangish but slowly sifting to purple hue over the sky.
And what was our exact information that we got about the problem? Did we get anything else other than that there's just
The only thing that you guys know at the moment is that the initial attacks started off at the loggers and everything, working out at the logging camps, and you don't know exactly where and everything. You just know that that's where it started. They reduced hours because it kept on happening at night. Loggers would go out, they'd log during the day, and then a little after the sun went down, there would be an attack. So they started cutting hours, bringing them in, but as they did that, the attacks just started happening in town instead.
okay?
How do the common folk look throughout the town right now? Do they look like they're in constant fear, or they seem to just go about their normal day to day?
They do. They all look very skittish, very concerned. Everyone looks over their shoulders, and again, they're all, at this point, you're only seeing a few stragglers here or there. A couple of the lumberjacks and such making their way back into town and trying to get to their homes, because once that sun goes down, it's kind of every man for themselves at this point.
We could ask a lumberjack about the things that happened. Maybe they know something more than us.
You want to try to stop
Should
somebody?
I'm not trying.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Ragnar.
Yeah.
Should we get some information now? perhaps immediately investigate, or should we wait till tomorrow? And
Didn't you say there was a curfew?
There's a curfew. I think we should try and get information from maybe the proprietor at the inn that we're planning on staying at, rather than trying to get somebody hurried and clearly panicking in the street.
I agree.
Sounds right.
So I think, or Ara would urge the party to let's get to the inn. I think we're going to get more information of a proprietor who's safe in a building that's already secured, rather than somebody who's rushing to try and save themselves.
Yeah.
And the innkeeper may also know the best way to approach the town mayor.
Yeah. Does it seem like there's at least some kind of an inn nearby, or like at least the layout would suggest?
Yeah. So continuing a little bit further along down this kind of main road that wraps past the front of the townmaster's house, a little bit further on off to the side there is a pretty decent size inn. You can see there it's got pretty much all wood, nothing too fancy about it, a green roof and a sign that hangs from it. Has a little picture of a wagon, but the top of the canopy is replaced with, looks like the top of a tree, and it says the Oak Wagon.
Looks like an inn. We could try as well, mate. Center, no?
Let's try it.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
I see no harm in trying this.
All right.
Okay, so I go to the door. Is it locked or
Oh,
is it
it's
open?
so there is somebody sitting at the front there. When you go to kind of give it a push, not much happens. Then you see a little thing slide open there, peek out, closes, it opens up. It's a little girl there standing looking up at you. Welcome to the Oak Wagon. Mom, we got another one. Little girl herself.
Oh no.
Little
Yeah.
girl, blonde hair, brown eyes. She looks back
Five.
to you.
Is it
Oh,
a place for
five
five
of them,
people?
and they're big, Mama. A moment later, you can see a couple of patrons still sitting around at their drinks, obviously planning to either stay there for the night or just drink themselves until the sunlight comes up. A moment later, a woman walks around from the back of the little bar they have set up there. It's nothing too fancy, very simple. The bar itself's probably only a couple of feet across, not much more than a cabinet. She comes stepping out, brunette, brown hair, stepping over in a very kind of ragged, very dingy white dress, and steps towards you all. Well, hello. Welcome to the Oak Wagon. Is there you gentlemen looking for a room? She looks between you all a little cautiously. And hopefully the coin to pay for said room?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, we are looking for a room. We've been traveling all day, and we have arrived here just before the curfew had set in. And of course, we have a coin to pay for it.
I'd say you would
How much?
arrive just in time, but honestly, probably arrived in the worst times around here. But yeah, we'll get you guys, gentlemen, some rooms. And would you be eating with us tonight? Maybe a drink or two?
Do you have water?
Water?
I don't want to be that guy, sorry. I'll drink too.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have one as well.
Of course, I'd be glad to join in for a drink.
okay. Well,
Torin wants to take a look around the tavern. Is there like any sort of dark areas or seeing people maybe sitting at?
not so much. The room itself isn't that big. The space that you guys are currently standing in that kind of works as the bar is no bigger than like 10 by 15 feet. A couple of tables and such sit out in the middle there. Not really any benches or anything. The place is decently lit. The candles flicker a little bit, so it's not exactly, hurting your eyes, but there's no real dark corners.
Does it look like the inn has been used a lot recently, or is it just like the family or the people that own it have been just taking care of it, but not really anything passing by?
Nothing like that you could tell. You could ask her about it, or you could you know, try to investigate with them, but not really any obvious signs of the amount of traffic here.
Okay.
Is there a table free?
Oh,
Sit down?
yes, absolutely. We'll get your table ready now and go ahead and grab that one over there. She points off to the one slightly larger table. It's still in a decent sized little round one there off in the corner, but steps away and sits you down. The little girl walks back over. I can help you over if you need to. Just follow me this way. And
Of course.
everybody having a drink? Okay.
Yeah,
Lots-
I will
Yeah.
be having a drink.
Okay, I hope you like it. My mama makes it herself. She's really good at it. My dad used to say that it was her favorite, but you know, it's not here anymore.
What's
Oh,
your mama's
What
name?
happened?
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, my mom. That's well, I call her mom, but the other adults call her Clarissa. I say it sometimes too, but she doesn't like it. My dad, well, he was one of the lumberjacks, but he's not around anymore. Mom tells me not to talk about it, but I miss him, so sometimes it's nice to talk about it. He was a good daddy, or is. Mommy says is, but some of the other kids, not very nice. He was the first one. They say there's no chance he made it.
Listen, kid. As long as you remember him, your father is a great daddy.
Thank you, mister.
And what are the names of the bad kids?
The kids, my mom calls them shit weasels. But I'm not supposed to say that one. But
Don't worry, I won't.
I like that word.
We,
That's a
won't-
good
we
one.
won't tell her.
thank you. I'll go make sure she gets the drinks, and she said everybody wants some, so she goes running off there. You can see talking to her mom, kind of pointing over towards the group there, and the mom is starting to get trays with your guys' drinks and throwing on there what looks like a couple of equivalent of like baked potatoes, kind of throwing on the sides there. And gives you guys a minute to talk anything over while they're getting that ready, if there's anybody who wants to say or do anything.
I want to give a gold piece to the girl. I'm going to leave it in the table and wait for her to come. And this is for you, kid, and for your mama.
All right.
And then I'm going to sip my drink. Do I get drunk or something, or I have to roll?
So the drinks that she's serving you, it is an L. It's a very kind of light L. You notice there's something, it's very sweet. It's almost got this taste of honey, but not quite honey. It's something that's a little bit different. It also tastes, it's oddly cold. Not normal to just get cold, especially in a little village like this. So to get something that is actually cold right out of the tap there is a little strange, but it's absolutely delicious.
Wow, you should try the drink. Really good.
I'll also drink it. So, same description. No differences.
Same description. The girl mentioned that the daughter or that the mother makes the ale herself, and she certainly has a knack for it. I've had some ale before. Maybe this isn't the best you've ever had, you would say, but it's certainly up there, especially for a little backwoods town like this.
Yeah, Ragnar's gonna like take a little sip, he's definitely had the higher better stuff. But he's gonna take a sip, and his eyebrows are gonna go up. Oh, it's actually really good. And then he's gonna just pound it down. Maybe
Alright.
where he's been recently has made him like things, food and drink a little bit better.
More
There you go.
appreciation for the small stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You're more of a wine guy, I see.
All right. Anybody doing anything else there? Any questions? Anything like that?
Do I see any groups that seem to be more just like a quick glance around? Do I see any groups that seem more already kind of drunk that are more likely to be loose-lipped, or anybody that looks like we could go and talk to them to ask
So
about this?
there'd be a table with about 3 lumberjacks sitting over there. Look like older fellas. Other than that, there's 1 or 2 random patrons sitting about. They are much older. Look like they're barely able to sit in their seats at this point. One of them is actually laying over onto the table, just still trying to hold his head up just enough to take another sip before he drops back down again.
Okay. 'Cause yeah. I'm gonna say to the group, I think we should try and speak to some of the other patrons. We might be able to get something from them. Find out a little bit more. Maybe one of us should also speak to the proprietress and see if she's willing to talk about it. Because what we got from her daughter, that she doesn't seem to, but most likely we won't get anything because her daughter seems to not be allowed to talk about it herself.
Right, but it is someone that is missing in a direct link to that. So I would say Clarissa might be our best bet, to be pretty frank.
We could split up. If you go to the table, if you go to Clarissa. I'm not a people person, but I'll be there.
Neither am I.
Looking at my stats, I'm not a people person either, but I'm still gonna try.
All right, so who's
I'm
approaching who?
I think I would try and approach the group of 3 lumberjacks.
All right, and who's going with Ira?
I'll go with Ira.
All right,
I'll go
Ira and
with Ira.
Jasper.
I'll go with Finvar to talk to
No,
Clarissa.
Yeah, to Clarissa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
You
Clarissa.
got- all right. So first off, Ira and Jasper, as you all are making your way over to the table there, the gentlemen who are sitting around, again, these are lumberjacks. They're wearing pretty torn up looking tweed shirts and or hemp shirts, and a couple of axes sitting off to the side there. Not in very good condition, but very dirty, and they are sitting about with their drinks, a plate of some kind of hunk of meat in front of them. Not much conversation going on. They all seem very to themselves, very solemn, despite being together. You guys approach, they look up, unsure at you all.
Well met, gentlemen.
That's to be seen, sir. What can we do for you?
Well, we're pretty new in town, but we are here at the summons of the Horn, the Hall of Horns, and we're looking to help you out. We're hoping that you might be able to shed a little bit of light on what's been going around these parts, and you know what's been threatening your livelihood.
He looks between the rest of them there. They look back up at you. Where to begin? Saw this man
Mind if we
trying to
sit?
make it work. They look
Yeah,
amongst each
mind
other
if we
again.
sit?
I pull up a stump. They kind of scoot in a little bit, packing in again. These are all human. They are larger men. Some of you absolutely taller than them, but they are, I wouldn't say, I would say brawny. They're brawny men. These are very just thick wood cutting guys. They scoot in almost not quite elbow to elbow, but giving enough space for you guys to sit down and everything. The other two return to their meals, but still keeping eyes up towards the conversation. The one you were speaking with before, still just looking back at you all. So what is it you would know?
So what we've been made aware of is that the attacks started with your fellow lumberjacks working past sunset, and once the curfew was put in place, it seemed to draw them to town. We're wondering if anything particular had happened leading up to the first attack that maybe at the time seemed insignificant, but maybe seems now like it alluded to it.
Insignificant? There's nothing insignificant about it. I'll tell you what happened. That old town master of ours insists that we push a little bit further. We've always had our areas that we cut. Cut here, grows there, cut there, grows here, so on and so forth. But, well, town master's he likes the word futurist. We like the word prick. So he insists we push a little further, starting off with a nice big hunk of wood, a decent catch. Old tree out by the river. Most men refused. A lot of them said, oh, well, leave it be, it's been there. Not gonna get much off of it. Half of it's probably rotten. It'd be too much of a hassle to even try to bring back to town to get over to the sawmill, but no. Townmaster insisted, said it was a symbolic first step to pushing forward, letting go of old things. Well, he leans in a little bit, looks over towards the waitress and the little girl, towards the owner and the little girl, and looks up towards you all. Don't go saying it around this place too much, because those affected might not appreciate it so much, but the lass's husband there, a fella by the name of Paul. Nice guy, didn't talk too much myself, but every so often in a group he was good for a laugh, so couldn't be too bad, right? Well, he agrees, he goes out, all on his own, spends, better part of a day out there hacking away at that thing. Meanwhile, we're still clearing the back line there. Well, next thing we know, there's all matter of screaming, yelling, shouting. By the time we made our way back over there, having to cut through, catching ourselves on all the barbs in the tall grass, the tree was down. He was gone. And no signs of him. Couple days later, happens again, only this time in the tree line. The man's not taken, but ripped to shreds. Couple days later, again, this one taken, and so on and so forth. For weeks, we told that bastard something needed to be done. No, it's dangerous, it happens, the world is a dangerous place. We'll work harder in the day, and you'll have your nights off, he says. At first, nights off, see the family, great. That is until the bells started going. Everybody came out to see what happened and found a nasty little puddle of some not so lucky town folks. Got worse and worse. Curfew went into place. Didn't help. Then it would just be the guards on their own getting taken. Couple of times I hear they tried to get into the town master's house, but, well, that didn't work out so well, and the strangest thing is no one's been able to lay a single eye, a solid eye, on whatever the hell is doing it. It's fast. Moves in the shadows, it seems. Strikes, and if it doesn't get what it wants, it pulls back. By the time we stopped one, You hear a scream from the other side of the town. Some foolish person who wandered out past curfew, thinking they'd be okay, but didn't work out so well for them. So you find us here, drinking, waiting for morning. Waiting to see what foolish thing that bastard does next that gets somebody else killed. Looks like he did something right, at least. Go ahead.
Eyeing their axes and their worn clothes. Looks like you gentlemen have some good experience. I'm sure you know what a wolf kill looks like versus what a bear kill looks like. What do you think? What do you think this creature is?
Hard to say. Bears like to use their claws, of course. And the bodies we found were properly slashed up. But bears around here aren't normally this aggressive if it was them. And if so, well, I imagine they'd be pretty hungry and at least take a fair amount. You know, those bears, they eat a lot in the day. But no large parts, no chunks here or there taken. The ones who weren't taken entirely only had one part missing. Their hearts.
Game Master, I've got pretty good intuition, pretty good perception. Using my intuition, do I think that he's trying to spin a tall tale, or does he look like he's down home, salt of the earth kind of guy telling the truth?
Nothing. Yeah, you have no reason to think that he's, don't necessarily need like an insight check there or anything. You have no reason to believe that he's given anything he doesn't seem the type to where he would care enough to lie. If he wanted to spin a tale, he just wouldn't talk to you, most likely.
Sounds good.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you, gents?
Ira, what do you think?
I think that gives us a lot of information. I'd really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. I am deeply saddened by the loss of life that has been going on here, and I hope that we can solve this problem. And you have given us much needed insight onto the problem and the heart of it. Thank you very much.
And I'll drink to that. I'll tell you one more thing, though. Don't trust that son of a bitch whenever you talk to him and he throws his drink back, finishes it off, and slams it down. Scowl. All right. And then with
as we depart
Go
depart the table, I'll signal to the young girl who's helping pour the drinks to get the lumberjacks around on me.
All right. And she'll start scurrying a bit over there. The mom, as she's getting everything ready, she's running over there to tell her as the rest of the group is approaching her, and she turns back to you all. Another set of drinks on a tray there that she sets down for a second. Did you gentlemen need something else then?
Yeah, I'll be pretty frank. We're actually sent by the Hall of Horns. We've heard of missing folk and attacks and things going on in the night.
Yes,
just trying to get some information.
There's certainly been a fair amount of that around here these times, but we make do, don't we? Candace, she's walking the drinks over there. You can see her look over with a worrisome eye, kind of watch her as she walks over, but still engage with you all as best as she can. Yes, is this something you wanted to know? Something I can help you with?
Well, honestly, any information we want to stop what's going on, find whatever is happening. Just trying to find some information, and best from what we heard right before coming in, you might actually know a bit about what's going on, possibly, or at least about the missing people and attacks. He's trying not to give away that he knows something from her daughter. You know.
All right. Give me a deception check.
Okay. Ooh, shoot. Oh, damn. First roll.
First roll.
First roll.
First roll of the game.
All right. Hey, I'm cool with that. Oh, shit. 12.
12. That's not bad. You're not so much full on deceiving. You're just kind of trying to not be so obvious. So
Yeah.
she kind of looks between you all. She seems onshore, almost like she's self-confident about or insecure about something being talked about. I'm sure there's plenty who could tell you a lot more than me. Lots of people have lost people, and it's a very bad situation, but we endure. That's what we do here in Timberdeep. We endure.
Have you lost someone?
She kind of looks down for a second and just, suppose I have. It was the first loss, in fact, and unlike some of the others, also like many of the others, no body to give a proper burial to. My husband, if you must know, was the first taken, and they say it means he's most likely the first gone. Who knows what else they might be doing with those they take, but things happen, and we endure.
Can you tell me why or what your husband was doing when he was taken, and perhaps even where
I'll
he
tell
may
you
have
what
been
he was
gone?
doing. You can see there's a hint of anger in her ad, just kind of thinking about it. I can tell you what he was doing. He was being a fool and a sheep. You know, my father used to tell me about the force and just the balance of things. That you push too far, things push back. It's just the natural order of life, of nature, of everything. But no. I tried to warn him, but he listened to that stupid bastard of a town master. Tell him no. We'll push further. We'll grow. We'll sell more timber, more this, more that. And then the town will grow, and then we'll all be so amazing. None of it. I didn't believe it for a second. But my foolish husband did. So while all the other men were smart enough to say no further, he was the one to take that first step. A lot of good it did, all the other cowards backing off. Sure enough, when the time was cut and they had to push harder during the day, they ended up going out further anyways. But mine was the first foolish... I'm sorry, I miss him, but
Don't worry.
he wasn't the brightest man. He could sure swing an axe though, but yes, but he's now my daughter. I just worry about her. God forbid something happened to her while she's out there, but even here, I do my best to keep her safe, but she always seems sad and scared. She has horrible dreams at night that she'll barely tell me about, but I can tell they haunt her. Do you really think that you can do something about this?
I'm going to slam my my drink into the table, and with a deeply, well, I'm gritting my teeth with kind of rage, but with a silence. I'm not saying anything. Only I'm shutting her up, like facing the conversation. You'll see.
Well,
We will make this right.
I hope so. I would hate to see more bloodshed.
The greed of some have affected us all, and I will make it our duty to find out what has happened to your husband. Can you
will
tell
have
us
a body to
exactly
bury.
where he went?
I mean, he went to the old tree. It's been there. Hell, as far as I know, my father's mother's uncle used to swing from it when they were children. That's what they say around here. Everybody used to. It was a beautiful place. Tree towering over all the others. Old, so old. The stream right by it, beautiful and clear. Doesn't seem like it's like that anymore, from what I understand. Few go near it, but it's been quite a while since I've gone out that way, and my daughter, she's terrified of the place now, but it wouldn't be hard to find. Should be, from last I heard, the logging camp isn't too far from there. If you find your way there, it's a little bit beyond there.
Thank you. And then Ragnar's gonna give her like he's gonna pay for the drinks and give her like double for the hospitality as he
Did the
as he
girl
looked
take
for the other
my
two.
Did the girl take my gold piece? Like I left it on the table for her to pick up.
Yeah, she's over there right now picking up the empty cups and everything like that and sees it on the... Looks over towards her mom. If you peek back at her, mom's still kind of collecting. Oh, you're very kind, sis. Doesn't notice the girl pick it up and drop it into her pocket and go walking back. Here, mother, I got the empty cups. All right, dear, well, we'll leave another keg out. It's time for me to get this little one to bed. Say goodnight to your new friends and come up to wash up in just a moment. She goes in the back, walks around the corner there, heading off to most likely grab another one of the kegs there. Little girl turns up to you. Thank you for the coin. I appreciate it. Maybe someday when the stores open up and have good stuff again, I can get something good for mommy. Hope to make her feel better. Are you guys gonna find my daddy?
I'm going to get down to her, like I'm as big as. I'm going to get down to her and tell her, don't worry, we'll do, and we will see tomorrow. Get some sleep and rest well.
I'll try. I get scared to sleep sometimes. I know they all say it couldn't be, but I don't think my daddy's gone. I get dreams a lot sometimes, and I don't know. I don't think he's gone, but I don't think he's good either. You know what I mean, mister?
I don't know what you mean,
Okay.
but I don't. If you don't want to talk about it, it's no problem at all. I know your heart inside.
Yeah. I better go get ready for bed. Good night, misters. Yeah. Have a good one. And she runs off opposite way of her mother up towards some stairs, going up, kind of cutting off the angle there so you don't see quite where it goes. A moment later, the lady comes back out and puts a decent sized little mini keg on top of the bar there. All right, you bastards. Have what you will. But you're all splitting it if it's going on your tabs in the morning. And for you, gentlemen, if you just follow that door there, a couple of rooms set up for you. I don't have enough for everyone to have their own space, but there's two that are pretty good size there, so, find a place for yourselves, and it'll be a copper each, but you can collect that in the morning if need be.
We'll make do. Thank you.
All right. Just, don't go out, please. Keep the doors locked. She goes walking off. heading onwards. All right. Anything else you guys want to do there?
Are there any windows in this area?
Any of the windows that you
Currently.
can see, it looks like there was a large window off kind of towards the entrance there. But it is currently, you can see vertically hammered in there a number of different planks blocking that off as well.
For that last conversation with the daughter, we were all present for that, right? So did we all hear that? For that, the last one, talking to Torn, or to
So they were talking to the mother while you guys were talking to the lumberjacks there, but assuming
yeah,
as everything moved around there, assuming you guys rejoined them afterwards, then yeah, you would have been there for the last little bit with the daughter.
okay.
All right.
Here,
If
that's right.
I
There.
c-
What's that?
Something's not right here.
Oh,
so-
The girl told me that he thinks his father is alive. Wasn't that like weeks ago?
Yes, the mother, she said that she's been having bad dreams, and I mean, even the little girl, she said she thinks he's alive, right? From her dreams. Do you think Ragnar might like know anything about anything about that? Like that seems maybe magical about it.
referring to the dream?
Yeah, the dream stuff.
Not without talking to her for more detail and everything like that. Not really much to go off of. You didn't really ask her about the dream itself. Just she kind of just mentioned she's having them and has a feeling. So without more information, kind of hard to tell if it's just a kid, having nightmares or just being, skeptical but hopeful, or what exactly it is.
I'll look to Jasper. You said you've had some of these kind of things. Does that sound to what you've been having?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know about everybody else, but I trust my gut. And if it sounds like, I'm not the older one, I think, Torrin may have some pretty good intuition too. But I think that if the little girl is saying that her father might be alive, Paul might be alive, I tend to believe her because the lumberjacks over here, they were telling us that this all started when the town master told them to cut down a big tree by the river just past the logging camp. And they specifically said that Paul disappeared, wasn't killed. So, yeah, I'd say there's probably some pretty good credence that we have not only murders, but also kidnappings or some sort of disappearances to investigate. So we should be kind of careful as we proceed.
I'm not sleeping well tonight. Not here.
You said when we came to the door, there was like a little slit to the door
Yeah.
that they looked through. Could I go over and look through it, see what's outside?
All right. Yeah, go over, slide it open there. Give me a perception check. He just wanted a reason to roll. He's like, I want to fucking roll, damn it. Let me roll something.
Ooh, I don't see anything.
I was ready to say I want to cast guidance, but I don't know if my guidance could help.
So
I'll cast guidance on that before you read out the result of that.
you look outside. It
Could I-
appears to be night, but you can't be
It's
sure.
pretty dark outside, guys. I don't know though.
Then I'm not going outside any. I'm going outside. I'm going to bed. Okay.
All right.
I mean, we can investigate with while it's night. No, we might as well have the night here and that's it because I don't want to be hurt.
Yeah. So settling in for the evening there and everything. Is there anything that anybody else wanted to do before going down for the night, starting off fresh in the morning?
Just a quick question. The lumberjack did mention that a couple times somebody or something tried to get into some of the local buildings and residences around here. Should we, I know there's strength in numbers here, but do you think we should set a watch for tonight?
I was kind of leaning more towards maybe seeing or see if we can maybe listen out outside or take a look outside since it does happen in the town. Maybe something might give us some more insight of what we're looking for or what we're after.
So jump out right away and do a little town patrol tonight. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, maybe
I'm
it's just an option. I mean,
I'm all for it. I just also don't want to put anyone that's in this inn at harm's way of us doing that. You know, puts them in to be
That's fair.
open to
A target.
attack.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I feel like this town's got a pretty good sense that if they're boarded up by that certain time, nothing happens. So, in my opinion, I think we should wait till the morning. But I
mean,
am
if you're
open to go out.
If you're going outside, if I'm the only one staying here, I will follow, but it has to be unanimous. I'm not going outside. I think we will
Not going by
be
myself, y'all.
seeing
Mm.
something that we don't want to see. So I'm worried, guys.
I think our best bet probably is waiting till the morning when we have a chance to actually investigate the woods around rather than going blindly out into the town.
Yeah, Ada, that's a great idea. I mean,
Alright,
why
so-
going outside?
So everyone's going to sleep except Torrin's gonna go wandering out.
No, I'm not going. No, I'm good.
Just wanted to double check. All right.
But I'll stay up a little bit just to see if maybe I hear something outside.
All right.
I'll take a midnight watch for a couple hours too.
I mean, we're 3 elves, so maybe one of us could make a half watch. I'm not doing it. I'm going to make exercise like push-ups and things with my 4 hours left of the sleep.
Oh yeah, I could do a half watch. That's perfectly fine.
I'll cover the other half then of
Maybe
Right.
one of us goes in the other room then, and that out of the two of us doing the half watches.
yeah.
Yeah.
How many rooms there are?
Yeah.
There's two.
So yeah, there's 2 rooms for you guys. So each of them with like about 3 beds in there. So everybody, you guys don't have to cuddle tonight. Don't worry. The cold times will come. But all right. So with that right there, get settled in and get the night started. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break so I can run another ad here to get rid of those pre-rolls. If anybody is joining us, hope you're enjoying it. Getting things started here, having a good time so far. I'm excited to get everything going. But the pre-rolls, like I said, I run those just so everybody knows. I don't run them because I make anything off of them because ads are trash as far as any kind of income. If you don't know, then now you know. But it does help to avoid, so when you click in, if new people come in or anything like that, you don't have to deal with it running ads every time everyone jumps in. It's just to kind of, save you from that nuisance when it's not planned. So we're gonna run that right now. Then we'll be right back. We'll pick up from where we were leaving off. And yeah, we still got a couple more hours to go, so don't miss nothing. BRB. Let me get everything. I got so many buttons to program. Give me a second.
You get one of those Steam Decks, so you just hit the buttons on the.
I do, but the problem is I'm a fool who did not program everything in here in the most ideal way as I should have. All right, y'all. BRB. All right. And we are back into it. Oh, yes.
Oh no.
All right. And so through the night there, you all rested in your beds. Not the most comfortable spots could possibly hope for, but also not the absolute worst. A couple of you take shifts staying up through the night there. Every so often, peeking through the windows there. Now, the windows themselves are mostly boarded up as well, but not quite as tightly knit as the ones downstairs. So through the gaps, you can clearly see little sections of the town down below. Now, every so often, something catches your eye, some kind of movement, but further look there, see an occasional fox and owl here or there, but nothing to cause any immediate alarm. And the next morning comes about. How would you all like to proceed?
I'm going to wake up Jasper, who's a human. It's not. He's asleep, no? I mean,
Oversleeping.
I
guess-
finished my workout routine, and I'm going to wake him up. It's morning already.
Okay.
Jasper.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. Morning. What's turn?
Orin's power went out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Usually.
Yeah. He did say it was storming, so how are we gonna?
Oh no. All right, so Torn apparently refuses to wake up, and you all
Understood.
seems
Orin, come on, wake up.
maybe he had a little bit more to drink
deep.
than he realized. So while he's doing that, seeing if he can get back in there and everything like that, does anybody have any questions, anything that they want to review? If he doesn't get in a minute, then we'll push forward and catch him up later.
Part
Yeah,
of my
how
morning
much-
rituals. Sorry to interrupt. Part of my morning ritual is to cast false life on myself. I do that
Okay.
every morning,
Oh,
Nice.
so I'm gonna go ahead and cast that right here and
mean-
see what I get.
Do we see you cast magic?
You do, and you've seen me do this before on our trip down the river out of Eastwatch, and then on our trip here, you saw part of my morning ritual is as part of my burgeoning magical ability. I've talked a little bit about this. I know just a couple minor magics, and one of them is the ability to give me a little bit of extra health every day. So I gave myself some temporary hit points.
okay.
Why don't see me indifferent? You do this every morning, no? How many times are we together? Like months, or
No, I think we've only been together a few weeks.
a
I
few
think
weeks?
at most a few weeks, maybe
Probably a few weeks.
me, you, and Ragnar have been together maybe a little longer than that, and then
But not longer
Or-
than a month or something like that, no? Or two?
well, me and you have known each other for going
Yeah,
way back,
years.
but I mean us
Yeah.
three, yeah, probably maybe a month or so.
Perfect.
Okay. So relatively a newer group, but some time to get to know each other a bit. Perfect.
And okay,
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Maybe Ragnar, do you do something like with your 4 hours of not sleeping? Like not.
I mean, I was
Well-
I was watching over, I think, for
yeah, we had
the
agreed
4
to.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in the weeks we met, or in the
Oh.
month we met, us three.
Let's I probably spend most of it trying to understand my scimitar, and just kind of probably very odd to you guys, kind of in a way communing with it, and like off to the side.
All right.
Also wanted to say, like, just like Jasper, I have a workout routine. With my 4 hours of not runs, I work out like always. I try to stay fit. Simple, but always I do it always.
All right.
Doesn't
Or
hurt.
I try to do it.
Yeah.
And you, Ira?
I'd say for my 4 hours of, well, other than the 4 hours of trance, I'd say I'd mostly be, while we were traveling together, I would be more or less wandering around, trying to kind of absorbing the natural environment that we're currently staying in, trying to learn more about it, trying to see if I see what I recognize versus what I would like to learn more about. And in the case of the Sin, all I could do was keep watch, and see if I could try and notice what was attacking throughout the night.
Okay. All right. So from there, are you guys doing any more talking? Anything in the inn? Are you pushing out into town? Are you heading off somewhere specific? What's the next step you guys are going for?
The key locations I gathered from our information gathering was the old tree by the river, as well as when we first entered the town master's house.
Yeah, the logging camp, I believe, was probably the main spot that I had learned about.
Okay.
Yeah. So out of those spots, which way did we want it? Because Oak Tree is right past the logging camp. That's what Clarissa told me.
You want to try to talk to the town master first on the way?
Now would probably be the best chance, because
Yeah.
like I described when we first got here, it was well guarded, probably due to nightfall coming. So.
All right. So with that, leaving the tavern, making your way off back into town and heading towards the town master's house. Now, the town master's house itself stands there solid and silent. Its windows all boarded up. At this point, there's now 2 guards that quietly stand by the door there while another patrols the nearby grounds. Entering. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna ask. On our way towards the town master's house, do we notice any, say, footprints that don't appear to have come from a regular beast? Like you would describe foxes and owls, but do we see anything that would maybe be bigger that could maybe be a hint towards what's doing these kidnappings and killings?
Also, on the way, I think we should take a look for keep an eye out for tracks, non-human tracks in the road.
Okay, I think that's kind of what you're looking for there too, right? So go ahead and give me a survival check.
A survival check?
Alright.
Okay. I got a 14.
A 14. So as you guys are making your way towards the town master's house there, not far off from it, you see Preston to kind of stepping towards the edge of where the grass around the house starts. You can see, let me turn that down a little bit. You can see a print pressed in to what looks like must have been mud at some point. It's now very dry. It looks like it's probably been there for a bit. Give me a nature check.
Nature check as well. Okay.
Mr. Druid.
25, not 20.
25. So looking down on it, it does appear to be some kind of you don't know, it's hard to tell the exact creature itself. It resembles something of some kind of a canine. Not quite a wolf, not quite a coyote or a fox or anything like that, but about as big as maybe a large wolf's prints might be.
Okay. and I would relay this to the group. It appears so a large canine footprint on the larger wolf side, pressed into the mud just outside the town master's house. If I'm understanding that correctly.
Correct.
Inside of the town?
In
Right
the
outside
town.
the town master's house.
How?
Well, it looks
Are there
old. So
what?
it looks old, so you don't know how long it's been there exactly, or when the last time it rained for mud, for that matter. But you do see the print kind of leading in there. There's 2 or 3 of them. Give me an investigation check.
Me or
Yeah, you'd add 1 more layer to that.
Okay. And I would like to add my guidance to this before I even roll it.
Okay.
So I got a 5 plus a D4. I don't know if this is gonna do anything. I got a 6.
A 6. Yeah, you don't know anything aside from the fact that it's there. It's got it's very canine. Don't really pick up much more than that off of it.
Okay.
All right. Now, continuing in at this point, making your way into the actual manor house itself. The guards that are there look as if they're somewhat expecting someone and wave you through. Stepping inside, you can see the rooms are pristine. It's an odd calm in there. The walls themselves are wrapped in green golden wallpaper, and it's got carved oak trim with a faint scent of tea leaves in the still air. Off to the side there, you can see there's a set of double doors. You can hear a bit of a ruckus going on behind there before the doors themselves slide open hard. And out from there comes another large man in big brimmed but tattered hat, marching through there in a huff. He looks at the lot of you, just misses bumping one of your shoulder as he passes by, but doesn't seem to pay any thought one way or the other, and just continues marching onwards. Through the doorway, you can see inside, kind of tall, slender man sitting behind a desk there, sipping on what looks to be a dainty little cup of tea, and he waves you all in. Yes, come in. I assume you're the adventurers that we were waiting for. Takes a sip, sets the glass down. Come, not paying you to stand around, I assume.
I proceed into the room.
Yeah, walk in.
I follow.
Well, let me get a look at a lot of you. Well, not the cleanest bunch, but I suppose this isn't clean work now, is it? Yes, you'll do just fine for now. Well, on with it. What questions would you have here? I do have a lot of work to do. This godforsaken town isn't gonna lift itself.
When did this all begin and where?
Hmm.
We need to start investigating correctly, right?
Yes, well,
What? 1 second. I want to see if he's lying or he's, distorting the truth in any way. I'm
Mhm.
very, I'm
he hasn't
looking
said
him in the eyes.
he hasn't said anything to lie yet, so
Okay, but what is going to say? I'm like very focused on what he's going to say.
I'm just keeping a sharp eye on him. Okay, so you're just kind of looking at him skeptically. All right, so, well, what will you know? You said how long? Well, they've been crying for a solid month and a half now, it seems. Peasants and a lot. Everything's the end of the world, but we make do. We push onward.
We?
Yes, we. Me and my people.
I'm looking at the room, seeing it's completely different than the tavern we were last night. Was very fancy compared to the other uh, establishment, and I'm keeping my word. I'm being silent.
Oh, we asked around. We heard of that you've been sending people to mess with some old nature, per se.
Hardly. I'm sure that's what some of the more dramatic and superstitious of those might have said to you, but no such business. I sent working men out to do work, their jobs. And unfortunately, some of these bums around here don't know a hard day's work if it came and kicked them in the arse. But that's why I'm here, to keep things tip-top and work in order, and hopefully at some point elevate this mud puddle into a proper city. Not some godforsaken township, but regardless, there's nothing wrong with the work. They went out, they did their jobs, and unfortunately, we've had a bad strain of some wild beasts or such from the force there who must have found the way back. Your assignment is quite simple, honestly. Make your way out, find whatever is causing these problems, and kill it, right? Is that not what you men do? From the looks of you, couldn't do much more.
How many guards do you have at the lumbering camp?
The lumbering camp? None. If those
Why not?
large men with their axes and spend all day swinging can't fend for themselves, then what good are a couple of guards that could be doing much better service here, keeping the town safe? What good would it do them? Why waste the resources? There's always more lumberjacks.
Well, if we're to solve your problems and help protect the town people, maybe you have some leads. Any ideas on what, at least cardinal directions, or what locations we might be able to search first?
Well, leads. Honestly, it hasn't occupied my mind as much as others would insist it should, but the most we know is whatever it is comes at night, so if there's an educated one amongst you, sure you would assume these creatures are some kind of nocturnal thing. Could be owls for all I know. But they were attacking the loggers at night off in the work site. Now they attack here at night. So whatever it is, I assume you're looking for something in the night. Good.
I want to see if he's lying there.
Okay.
Like
Give me an
he
insight
said
check.
okay. He said he didn't know at all what was it. I want to see if that's really the truth or not.
Okay.
Okay, I do not see nothing.
What?
A 9.
Yeah, so you're still not quite sure. He's very hard to read as far as because he kind of wears his alternative motives somewhat, his greed on his shoulder there. You can definitely tell he's a, out for himself guy, though he does make some attempt not to say it outright, but not really picking anything else about it.
Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead,
sorry.
Ragnar.
Being like have been in that kind of like wealthier, noble circle, or is there anything off this guy that maybe Ragnar might know about, or like have like maybe he's from a line of nobles or something? Does he seem familiar?
Well, You haven't gotten a name. He hasn't given one just yet. So you don't know anything as far as like a name to recognize there. Give me a. Ooh, I'm gonna say history check. Give me a history check.
All right. That. Nat 20 for 22.
Nice. So, looking over him, again, having connections to nobility and everything yourself, not just nobility, but lordships, you know, that extra step above and beyond. What you notice is that for the common everyman, the things he wears, a lot of the antiquities you would see all about are very nice. But with your eye for maybe not necessarily taste for the finer things, but your eye for the finer things, having grown up amongst some of it, you can tell that this is all, there's a number of knockoffs, imitations. Even the fancy suit he wears is not something that the true elite would wear themselves. More someone who's trying their best to fit in with the elite. Someone who wants to be posh, but probably wasn't born on that side of the river.
Mhm.
Sorry. So what I wanted to ask was, he says that all attacks have happened during the night. The first incident, did that happen during the night or during the day? Do we know that?
Well, from my understanding, sent them out there to cut that damn tree down. They started in the morning. Shouldn't have taken any more than an hour or so, but none of the others would do it. So one occasionally useful man decided to take it upon himself. By the time any had made their way over and found him, I believe they said it was somewhere just after sundown.
Okay, so all incidents regarding this matter have happened after sundown but before sunrise.
Yes. So far, any when the attacks do happen, the times vary. Sometimes we've been hit as soon as the sun is gone. Other times it's been while many are dead asleep. Pardon the phrase. But when the sun is out, so far it's been nothing but safety. That is, of course, the definition of nocturnal. So.
Do you have perhaps a map of the exact whereabouts that you sent this lone logger to get the new materials?
No map that I've kept ready here. I think we have something. Yeah, I use these to direct my men where to cut. So he sketches out a little bit. Let's see. Here we are. Here is the logging camp. And just beyond that somewhat, you will find the river, and once there, left or right, take your pick. Whichever direction you are from it, you'll surely see that tree. A few weeks back, managed to make my way out there early in the morning, of course. Got a glimpse of it. Wanted the tree pulled in. It's quite a bit of lumber there, but unfortunately, none of the lazy fools that I have left under my employ will agree to do their jobs in that regards, but so be it. As long as they continue to cut everywhere else, I suppose nothing can be done about it at this point. You can't miss it though. It's big tree lying down, river nearby.
The paper that he hands, it's just like his own little drawing that he just did currently, or
it is on a very kind of faint, looks like some kind of a copy of a local map there, but not a very like super detailed copy. Has some landmarks, you know, tree area. It does show the kind of the beaten path, the dirt road that they would use to, you know, haul the lumber and logs and everything from the campsite back to the sawmill and everything. But beyond that, it's just kind of, you know, landmarks to go by.
As he hands me this parchment, having grown in that like noble thing, I'm gonna just daintily grab it and in a like intimidating low whisper, no logbook, no specific setting for your town. Interesting. And then I'm gonna turn and I'm going to start walking away.
Give me an intimidation check there.
Okay.
It's not really physical intimidation. It's more like status intimidation, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Could I
Dirty 20.
help him in any way? Okay, dirty
Oh,
20.
sorry.
So with
I'm
that,
not
he
convinced.
he kind of. Well, he starts to say something and just fuckers, and goes and sits down. If that's all, I do have other things to attend to, and from the sounds of it, you have work to do as well. You know, only another 12 hours or so until the sun goes down again, and I assume you'd like to prepare yourself. I do assume you'll make some use of the night and get this job sooner rather than later. You're not getting paid any more for the hour now, are you?
I walk out of the door and I don't say anything. I walk outside.
He just walks away. All right.
Yeah, I was walking out there grabbing that thing.
I would have followed when Ragnar and Finbar would have walked out.
All right, and then Torin was having an out of body experience, but
I was daydreaming, man.
that's all right. No point making it.
Is it nighttime? I can't tell.
No, it's all right. So we'll just loop it back in. You were there with them, just kind of hanging out, maybe a little still half buzzed from your drink the night before or something, but otherwise present.
I'm a lightweight. Sorry.
Oh, good. Glad to hear you're fully with us now, though.
I'm awake again.
All right.
I believe like as soon as we're away from the guards and away from the town master's eyes and ears, you know, I will fully like show this parchment that he gave me, and so that we can try to plan out where we're gonna go and everything. Kind of do like a little huddle between us.
All right. So with that, kind of stepping back outside, leaving from there, and making your way back out into just the town itself. All right, and however you guys, so you wanted to kind of chat things out and figure out what you're doing. Just for the record, the town itself is up and moving now. There are people out and about. They're not quite as skittish as they looked before. They seem a bit more comfortable with the sun up, but it is still people hustling and bustling, doing their work, and everyone still looks a little tired in the eyes. Looks like nights do not come easy.
Okay. Oh.
I do not like a bit being employed by this guy.
I'm not a huge fan of it either.
He
Me
is
neither.
paying the reward.
If he really
I'm regretting
is.
it.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
you're right. It is taxpayer money, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at this point, I'm more here for the people of this town.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm not sure much more we could learn from the townsfolk. What do you say we just head out to the lumber camp and then check out this tree?
I think
I'm
that's
with that.
the best option.
We should keep a keen eye on everything,
All
as
right.
well as the people.
All right. So you guys are gonna start making your way through, heading out, going out over on the east gate of the town there. This gate isn't like it's open very much. It's not left open like the other one there. When you approach, a guard does have to go over and pull it open with a donkey that's set up there to pull this big, heavy kind of looks like it's probably not naturally so heavy, but looks like they've added wood to it and everything like that to reinforce it a bit. So they've got a donkey to pull it open. Making your way out, following the trail there. The trail, you can see these thick lines from heavy wheels pulling carts as you guys are going by. There is even in fact a cart pulling big logs, like a full tree that's been cut in half and kind of trimmed down, but very rough, stacked on the back of it with oxen pulling it.
Sorry to
Um,
interrupt. As we're walking and as we get to the lumber camp, I want to keep an eye out for that man that stormed out of the mayor's office or the town master's office. I suspect that he is probably a lumberjack or maybe some sort of shift leader or something, or maybe even the head lumberjack. So want to keep an eye out for him, see if we can track him down.
Okay. All right. So
along those lines.
good.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
I also wanted to try and keep an eye out for any similar footprints that we saw outside of the town master's house. Maybe
Okay.
along these paths, indicating that it was coming from that direction or not.
So you don't see the large man in the hat while you guys are moving through town. And as far as any kind of tracks there, as you guys are pushing out, every now and then you see a random one here or there, always near grass, always kind of sunken in mud. Some of them are very faint to where you can't even tell, is it the same one or maybe just a stray dog who might have left this? So it's kind of hard to get anything direct off of them, but there are a number of tracks, especially once you get out to the outside there, a number of tracks you can see. None of them directly on the path itself, but every so often at the edge you can see where it looks like something must have started to walk through and then either stopped or proceeded in some other way you're not sure of. Now, pushing onward there. Now, even before you guys make your way to the logging camp, you can already hear as you're getting closer the rhythmic cracking of axes striking wood, all echoing throughout the trees here. Another oxen-drawn cart creaks along the worn path, hauling a day's harvest, taking it back towards Timberdeep. At the camp itself, a wide canvas canopy stands between stacks of rough-cut logs, shading the few remaining workers as they rest, sharpen blades, or cast a wary glance off back towards the deep forest there. As you're entering in, you can see spotting in there, under that canopy itself, near the one table. The canopy itself is maybe a good 10 by 10. Stands there with one long table in the middle there, writing on something. The large man with the brimmed hat you saw back at the manor must have headed here just a few moments before you all did. And with that, how would you guys like to proceed?
Are the lumberjacks working, like chopping wood?
Some of them are. You can see a couple of them, the ones who are actually cutting down trees right now. You can hear them off in the distance, some of them right at the edges, some of them further out. Some of the ones who are nearby are standing there and kind of, you can see them hacking off one branch after another, rolling, then hacking, then rolling and hacking until they have a rough but mostly cylindrical log remaining to get loaded back onto another cart to be taken back to the sawmill. A couple of them are sitting around kind of sharpening their blades or having some kind of meal, fanning themselves off in their little raggedy straw hats.
While Jasper, are you going to talk to the? We're looking for a lumberjack, no, with a hat.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
I'm
Jasper
not
was
real
looking
good
at
at
for him.
persuasion, but yeah, I think it's a good idea that we talk to him. Yeah.
I'm going to help. I want
Yeah.
to chop some wood. So while you talk, I'm going to go nearby one of the lumberjacks and I'm going to ask them if they have one spare axe for me.
Fella stops for a second. Looks at you. Which he is also, very stocky, but probably coming in at about 6'1", so looking up at you a little bit, but even still giving it kind of a You ever swung an axe before?
I did.
Well, let's see what you got. And he swings his axe around, hilt first to you. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to help them chop wood. I mean,
All
whatever
right,
they are doing, I'm going to do it with them.
give me an
As
athletics
best
check.
as best as I can, yeah, because I'm robot. I'm not very strong. A 7.
A 7. So you go over,
Right.
swing. The swing is clean. If this was a battle axe in combat, it would have been probably a good solid swing here. But there's a certain art to chopping them trees, being ready for that impact. And when you hit it, it goes in for a second, stumbles, you can feel the vibrations rumble up into your elbows there. You don't drop the axe, but it certainly loses, you lose your grip a little bit there. And then going back over, who was going over to talk to the brim hat man?
I would like to be in that group.
Yeah, I think the rest of us were.
It was the remaining.
Yeah.
All right. You guys go over there. He's got his back turned to you, scribbling down something on another set of maps there. Got a few of them strewn about with different sections of the forest there. Some of it already circled out and X'd out. And he's working on another one. Who's approaching? Who's talking?
Well, pardon us, boss. Might we have a word?
He pulls the hat off for a second, cracks his neck and puts it back on before turning around and looking amongst you all. Yeah, I recognize you lot. You were the ones meeting up with the town master, weren't you?
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
I won't say that we're from the government. We're here to help, but I will say that your government's not too good. So we're here to help.
Oh yeah. On behalf of that one, help us what? Get to working? Are you here to help us, or are you here to crack the whip?
Here to keep you safe, if we can. I don't see any
Fine.
guards out here.
Sure enough. Well, what can I, a humble servant, do for you? The name's Silvar Sakis, by the way. General Foreman for this here camp.
Well, boss, how many lumberjacks you lost so far?
Well, altogether between deaths, between the tooken, nearly a good 24 down.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Sorry to be so crass right up front, but you know how many were taken versus how many were killed?
Well, at first it was just a few. We lost, maybe I'd say 16 or so that we found brutalized. Then another 6 or 8 that up and vanished, including the first fella. Good fella. Bit of a kiss ass, if you ask me, but if you made your way to the end, we had a sweet daughter, and, well, suppose someone all bad couldn't make that sweet of a child.
Heard about him. Paul, I think was his name, right?
Oh,
Paul is his name? Is his name? Yeah.
Well, was, I would say, but not in more sensitive company, I suppose.
And none of those folks who've been kidnapped have turned up in any way, either come back safe or showed up later unalived?
So far, no signs. We did have one young lass who unfortunately disappeared. This was after everything was shut down, the curfew was put in, and, well, they started making their way into town. She vanished. A few days later, after what he insisted was nothing being done, her foolish young little play friend, I would say, went off looking for her, and, well, he's yet to be seen either. I assume they either took him, got him, or the stupid bastard wandered off in the wrong direction and fell off a cliff somewhere. Who's to say?
Is
You know,
there
the
a,
town. Go ahead.
sorry, is there a specific location that all these people are working at where they disappear?
Just gonna ask that. Thanks.
Oh, before they cut the hours and started pulling us in at night, anybody who, any works that we got set up too close to that old tree out there, that was the most common one. There were a few scattered here or there that caught us by surprise, but that was certainly the, what's the word the prickmaster used? Focal point. Not that he'd say too much on the matter.
Could you direct us in that location if we head that way?
Oh, he turns, pulls over one of the maps there, points to where you are. Now, there used to be a path, not quite as one as some of these here, but nicely beaten. Of course, at this point, it's probably mostly either grown over or got leaves and foliage that's fallen upon it. But if you can find it there, probably maybe a half hour's walk beyond the tree line, come across the path, keep an eye out for it and follow it, and it'll lead you. It comes to an end in some more trees. Just keep pushing forward from where the path ends. By the time you hear the stream, well, you used to be able to see the tree. Now, just keep following the sound of the stream and you'll come across it. I wouldn't take too long though. The day is still pretty early, but depending on how long it takes you to make that path there. We used to have another camp set up higher in, but, well, after everything we had to pull back a little bit. Now we send loggers out there, but we wouldn't dare set up any kind of real equipment. They just log and drag it back. If you're quick, you'll make it out there with plenty of time to get back before dusk. If you're not, well, I would just say, make sure you watch your back when the suns go down.
Might not matter, but seems like most of the town is built out of oak, and most of the forest here are oak. Was that big tree an oak as well, or was that a different kind of tree?
No, that one itself, it's actually strange. The wood itself appears oak, but I'd never seen an oak tree grow in such a form. It was taller, wide, but comparatively slender. Most of the leaves gathered up high. There was a branch here or there that one could climb. Kids used to love to leap off it into the river. It's quite a thing to see once upon a time. But I've worked with trees my whole life. My grandfather lived here, moved here from out west and started cutting down. To this day, we've never seen another tree like it. I would call her oak, but it doesn't quite feel right calling her oak.
One last thing. Obviously, you know, majority or all of the lumberjacks. To you, was there any difference between the ones that were taken and the ones that y'all found?
Takes a second and kind of sits back and pulls out the top of his hat again. Well, one thing that seems little, listen, if I'm being honest, you lot here, I understand you're under the employ of the town master. Understand this, he is an absolute asshole. And he doesn't like too many things pointed out about the matter. He wants to brush it all under as simple nothingness. But there are some things that some of the old folks have talked about, this and that, and get people stirring, people talking. But anyways, on to the point. The only thing that I would say all the men had somewhat in common, I always thought they were a bit too trusting. In the town master, that is. Many of them talked of working harder and harder and buying the bullshit that the town master sells. See, he says that this place is going to be a great city one day. Build it up. We start with wood, soon it's stone, then it's gold, as he says. But we all know it's bullshit. He'll build that house up bigger and bigger and watch the rest of us fight for scraps if he could. But some of the more foolish of people in town, they believe it and they listen to it. I think personally it's just individuals not quite happy enough with their own lives and needing some hope to dream for more, which one can understand, but it's not realistic. Puts his hat back on. But of course, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. They worked hard. They just didn't think hard enough.
Thank you.
Why? Wish there was something more I could do for you, but in all honesty, I'm scared to death. You won't catch me out there. Hell, an hour before the sun starts going down. You're a brave lot. May the gods look over you.
Well, gents, time to earn our keep.
Aye.
Let's do it.
All right.
Alrighty then.
So
Thank you, Foreman.
gives you a nod, turns, gets right back to work. For a second, turning over there and hollering off in Finvar's direction. What the hell are you doing over there?
With my
You, Henderson, get back to work. Get that bloody axe from him and get your ass up.
yeah, I was just trying to help. Okay.
The guy who gave you the axe gets him off the ground where he was taking him a little break. All right, lad, good try. Let me get back to it. Pats you on the shoulder there, a little higher up, but big brawly hands give you a little shake in the shoulder there. Best of luck to you in whatever endeavors you get into. Don't think it's gonna be lumberjack. And he goes over and takes a heavy swing.
I was completely covered in sweat because it was so hard to chop, and I stripped my top part of the clothing, and I'm shirtless. And you see, I have like a scar on the bottom of my belly, and quickly I put back my shirt on. All right, that was working. What we on?
All right, so now we all know at one point Finvar had a belly button ring. Got it.
It's more like a scar, like from a weapon.
I got you. All right, so, and then now where are you guys proceeding from there? Are you pushing off into the forest and looking for that? And if so, who is leading off the group there and navigating, trying to locate this here path.
It's all right with everybody. I would like if we are planning on heading towards the old oak or the oak is he not really the old tree. I would like to lead. If that's all right with everybody.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I
It's
think
fine
you're the
with me.
best at
Go first, you know better than
woodscraft.
us
So yeah, let's do it.
the way
I'll
of the
I'll
forest.
tag along with the back.
All right.
I think Ragnar would try to stick to the middle. He might be better at talking people than, getting into fights.
I'm behind Era. I'm following him closely.
All right.
I'll follow Finbar as well. I'm pretty beefy, so I'll follow Finbar.
All right. So with that there, so moving off, kind of breaking through the tree line there, doing your best to navigate from his instruction, looking for some kind of a path to help lead you to where you're going. So first off, Ira, why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check?
Of course.
And while he's doing that, I wanted to do a little bit of dialogue with Ira while he's walking and just ask him, "Hey, Ira, this sounds like it might be something maybe up your alley. A tree and a protector. You think there's any sort of druid circle involved here?"
I didn't put the possibility out of my mind, and I believe with everything we're hearing, it does sound like it could be that, or it could even be some kind of curse from a long bygone era.
Well,
For the survival check, I got a 14. Just
All right.
so you
No,
have that already.
I got to put up here. You guys go ahead. I don't want to interrupt your moment. If you're talking, go for it.
I trust your insight. I'm a huge fan of trusting your gut, so I trust your insight on what you think might be going on here as far as some sort of protector of the woods.
I do believe it falls under that. It would fall under that umbrella of terms. Now, whether it's a druid group that's protecting this forest or curse, we'll have to find this out in order to glean more information on that.
Sure.
All right. All right. And with that, as you all continue onward, you have Ira off in the front there trying to locate these tracks. Now, at first, you find some signs of what appears to be a beaten road, but looks like it's had some grow over, so it's hard to tell. Every so often, you think you're on it. Then a little bit later, you look down and it seems to have twisted off somewhere you didn't quite catch. A little bit later, you find yourself back on it. It continues on for a while. Eventually, after about a 2-hour trek through the forest here, at any given moment, entirely onshore, if you are going to in the right direction or if Ira has just gotten you lost somewhere out in this forest. But finally, a clearing opens in the Dreadpine. Its floor covered in tall, swaying grass. A narrow stream winds through it, carving a silver path between the two distant tree lines. At the center of the field lies the massive splintered stump of a tree. Wide as a cottage, old beyond reckoning. Its bark is cracked and darkened with age, and though it has fallen, the air around it feels watchful.
I want to look out if something strange like in the woods. Because I don't have a good feeling about the tree.
Can I help him with that? I'll also look around as
I
well.
mean, we how much time we spent going to the tree between the
So
woods?
the logging camp from when you guys left the the town and everything like that was roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours there, about another 2 hours pushing through the forest until finally reaching this. So you guys have traveled about 4 hours today. So it's still relatively early. You guys are probably looking at just a little bit past noon. At this point, the sun is pretty much dead overhead. Even still, though, with that, you do feel a sense of, like I said, watchfulness. Not necessarily seeing anything, watching, just this feeling like there's a certain energy coming through here. Now, Ira, you yourself, you've been feeling, not so much feeling like thinking or anything like that, but a certain energy coming off from this territory. From when you, at first, you might not have thought too much of it. You might have just kind of got a wave of something almost like goosebumps, not much more than that. But as you've gotten deeper and deeper into the forest, you're feeling a much stronger sense of some kind of natural energy. You want to give me an Arcana check?
Of course, and I would like to add guidance to this check.
All right.
And I'm proficient in Arcana. Can I help him since I'm proficient? Give him a help and assist?
All right, then go ahead and roll it with advantage then.
I can roll it with advantage. All right. First one's a nat 20, so
Sheesh. What's the actual number that you got there? 23.
23.
Nice.
I haven't even added my guidance yet. If you'd like me to add that still.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead.
All right.
Because remember, there's no crits for skill
Right,
checks.
okay.
So the higher is always the
So
better.
then
So 25
That
total.
brings it
Okay.
to 25. Yep.
Nice. So taking a moment here as you are closer, you can feel this spot is acting almost like an antenna or a receiver that's kind of relay, or a relay. That's the more accurate word. It's almost a relay, right? You're getting a strong sense of this energy. It's coming from somewhere deeper, even further into the forest there. What you know of this, what you can kind of feel from it, it's something you would recognize as a kind of a nature nexus. Somewhere, sometimes points in nature that are just so strong. Oftentimes, druids do seek out places like this or tend to culminate around them because of their natural connection to nature. Makes them a lot easier to get into trances or for younger ones to learn how to perform things. So
Okay.
at this point, you guys are still kind of at the edge of the tree line there, just barely into the tall grass, and the tree stump and everything is still a good, what would it be? Like 40 to 50-ish feet off ahead of you. So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to quickly sit down and ritual cast detect magic, since I was literally going to ask about how far we were from the tree, so that was perfect. To do detect magic, so that when I walk up, if I can see if there's any kind of magic residue on anything around in the surrounding area.
Okay. So as you all are approaching, getting closer to the tree now, you with your detect magic cast and everything, you are detecting some hint of magic. It's not so much a particular spell that you're aware of, but some kind of a ritual was cast upon this tree. You can tell that much. And then as you all approach as well, Ira, you yourself being a druid can naturally see inscribed on the inside of the stump, and from where you can see the actual tree itself toppled over, the inside of it is hollow, and you can see a faint glow on the inside of the tree going all around it, something in druidic.
So, am I the only one that sees that it's hollow, or is this something everyone?
No,
would
everyone can see that the tree itself is hollow, but being the only one who would know druidic, you're the only one who sees these hidden symbols, these hieroglyphs that are kind of spiraling on the inside of the tree in the stump.
One question, is this because being a druid, or
Yeah, it's because he's a druid.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a druid language. So unless you took something that would give you the knowledge of that, he's the only one who would just outright see it.
I would approach the. I would walk into the hollow trunk of the tree and attempt to follow this inscription on the inside of the tree to read what it says.
So stepping in there again, the tree itself is very wide. As far as the hollow section, it goes in maybe a good 10 feet or so before it stops. The writing edged all around it in circles. You got to kind of lean and spin back and forth to really see everything. But it's actually just a repeating statement over and over again. It reads, it says, "No blade shall bite past the line where sun fades first. Those who feast too greedily upon the wood shall become its marrow. Their blood to water, root, and soil."
Okay. So no blade shall bite. Sorry, I'm trying to listen and write at the same time.
Again, it says, "No blade shall bite past the line where sun fades first."
At the line where sun fades first.
Those who feast too greedily upon the wood shall become its marrow. Their blood to water, root, and soil.
Wood. Their blood to water.
To water,
Tree and
root,
soil.
root, and soil.
Water, root, and soil. Okay.
And I'm sorry, can you repeat the entirety, honestly? Just so I could make sure I got it right.
All right, so I'll repeat it so everybody can jot it down for your personal stuff. But again, it's still up to Ira to if he's relating to everybody. But it is.
I would be relaying this out loud. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So no blade shall bite past the line where sun fades first. Those who feast too greedily upon the wood shall become its marrow. Their blood to water, root, and soil.
So, is the tree fighting back, Ira?
It's in line with what. Sorry, what was the foreman's name?
The foreman, that is
Silvar Sarkis.
Silvar Sarkis,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, so
Mr.
does fall in
Sarkis.
line with what Sarkis said, because he had mentioned that most, if not all, of the disappearances had been people who were very trusting in the townmaster's words. So they were people who realistically would continue to fulfill whatever he wished. Which, starting with Paul, he was the only one who wished to, or he was the only one who was willing to help the townmaster in chopping down this tree. And it seems that these attacks are going to continue until they get to the head of, essentially the head of the snake, in this case the townmaster, who orchestrated the first order to cut down this tree.
But only lumberjacks died.
Right, because they can't get to the townmaster, but they're going after those who seem to be trusting and on trying to think. I guess seeing the same vision as what the townmaster is proposing.
The ritual that I see on the tree, does it seem like it's ancient, or it's like something that has been there for a while?
The magic itself, you can from your detect magic there, it feels like it's probably as old as the tree itself. It feels very laced throughout the entirety of the tree.
And I'll relay that specifically. It looks like some ritual was upon this tree from when it was first growing, perhaps.
So then, if that's the case, if the forest is attacking these people that are going for the trees because they're trusting the town master, then why are they attacking the town itself?
Because, you know, you gotta, well, can't so much say directly. That's kind of something you guys gotta kind of deduce yourself. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. I'm getting all caught up myself.
Yeah, no, you guys
Can't reach the town. Maybe.
Yeah, it is interesting that the ones that are trusting of the town master are being taken and not killed outright.
That doesn't mean anything. There are the people who cut the trees, like the blade. No blade shall cut. I mean, they are the ones making it, so they are the ones paying the price. But not because they are close to the headmaster, I think.
Okay.
I think we have two different issues, is what I'm thinking.
I think we have three. Which way is it?
Three.
True. I feel like we should stay here at night.
Stay here for the night.
What?
I know that's the dangerous thing, but I feel like we need to stay here to find out what is coming.
Yeah, Finbar, you want to try to swing at a tree?
You want to continue practicing your axe swinging?
Fucking tree anymore. No. I mean, why here? Why do we not fall back to the camp? I mean, the little girl gave me creeps last night.
Can't find more information on what's actually going on to help them. We're gonna have to sit out here, sadly.
This is gonna be our best. This is gonna be our strongest lead after tonight.
It's clearly it's coming from this spot, so.
Right.
You know.
I make the first watch then.
It's still early, correct?
Yeah. It's still relatively early, you know, even if by the time you got out there, he took the 10 minutes to cast his you had cast that as a ritual, right? Detect magic. So 10 minutes to do that, another, 20-30 minutes or so you guys kind of took over there to investigate the tree and get like a real good kind of feel for it, and then talk it out a little bit. So at this point, at the latest, you're looking at like 1 o'clock. You do have a few hours left until the sun is going to kind of settle in there. So it's a great time if you go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask, do we see any animals around this area? Like, do any animals seem to get close to this, or is this almost void of life at this point other than us?
So you don't see any animals just glancing about. You do hear birds in the distance there, but mostly crows from the sounds of it.
Okay.
Can I look for any other, like, maybe tracks around the area that aren't ours?
Okay, you want to go looking for tracks? Okay, so you give me a survival check.
I'm gonna use luck.
Oh.
To give myself advantage.
So I'm trying to remember which is which. So I'm pretty sure on the new one. Oh no, I'm thinking of inspiration. Never mind. Go ahead.
Lucky feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to make sure I know how to roll it with advantage.
Should just be right-click it. You can click roll with advantage.
Or I think you can also hold. Is it shift? Shift is advantage and control is
shift,
disadvantage.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh, bam.
Oh.
See, I didn't even know that. 16. All right. So looking about, you see a number of animal tracks, mostly small rodents, couple of some kind of canine tracks, odd ones, similar to what you had found earlier, what Irad found earlier. But the strangest one you find is there's one pressed in near the water there, kind of just off from the banks, where there's a step, another step, and then a third one, but the third one doesn't look quite right. It looks as if the padding of the paw there, of the creature, had somehow like shifted together. The space between it aren't quite right. It looks as if it's slightly smaller. But that's it.
Hey, Ira, come look at this real quick.
All right, I would go and take a look at it.
All right, give me.
I'm pointing out the one.
All right. If you're going, are you going to? What do you do? Just giving it a glance? What are you doing to it?
I was gonna ask because I don't necessarily know what my. No, I'm not gonna ask this. Actually, I'll assume I don't know this. Could I do a would I recognize this kind of phenomena of shifting between beast and maybe a smaller mammalian creature?
See if you recognize such a difference there. First off, let me get an investigation check.
An investigation check, of course.
You know what? Scratch that.
Damn, I got a dirty 20 too.
No. That's fine. Just on the mod on it, because it's investigation, but more based off of wisdom than intelligence. So change the mod to keep your same roll. Just whatever your mod is, change that to wisdom instead. What would it be with your wisdom mod?
It would be a 21 then instead of
21. Okay. So yeah, you definitely get down, kind of your wisdom with nature and things like that. Checking it going from one to the other, it's clear that this thing has changed shape somehow. It's the way it follows the pattern of its steps there. It appears definitely to be from the same creature, because something following that same path would just be too odd of a coincidence. Definitely something going through some kind of possible metamorphosis, though you're not sure what. Go ahead and give me that nature check.
Nature check, of course. Another 19, so 24.
Damn. So, again, it's certainly the first steps are some kind of different kind of canine-like creature. The last step, though, seems to have what looks like the front section of a slightly different but similar canine creature, but the back section, the main difference there is that there's a heel that presses down behind it, which canines don't normally leave behind heel prints. It's definitely something taking on some kind of a possibly, from the looks of it, more bipedal form.
Okay. Now, I'm just wondering. So I'd relay this to Torin, who pointed this out to me, but I'd also relay it to the rest of the group, since we are stuck here for a couple more hours. Any thoughts as to what we could possibly be dealing with that information?
I have no clue.
I haven't seen anything like this before.
I don't
was
think
it
it
me?
would, but looking at it, does my detect magic show anything on those prints?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Clearly, it's a chupacabra, y'all. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Alright. Chupacabra, El Chupacabra.
Un chupacabra.
And I'm sorry, did you say the tracks were heading in a certain direction?
These particular traps, there are a number of them that you guys are finding kind of here or there. There are a good bit of them in the area, but the ones that he found are specifically a couple of deep ones over by the edge of the waterbed, or the shore there going into the lake, where there's a couple of steps there, and then the last one is different than the others, and then it all fades because the stream would have carried anything different away.
Maybe it's foolish, but maybe someone take a look in the water. Like, I want to go in, but maybe it's there.
Seems like a good
The
idea,
water?
but I don't want to do it, y'all. So somebody go stick your face in that water. Gotcha.
Okay, so
If you
wish,
I'm going to
grab
the
a
edge
rock
and
for
I'm
it.
going to take a look there, like if I see something inside the water, like some fish or some kind of animal. I don't know.
So you do see the occasional fish here. The water itself, this isn't an extremely deep stream. At its widest point, it might go as much as 12 feet across or so. At its thinner points, might hit 5 or 6 feet across. It doesn't look like it's any more than at its deepest point, maybe a good 8 feet down. And that varies depending on the sections you're going through there. But nothing really out of the ordinary in the water except for, pieces of tree that are kind of spread here or there from the big one that broke off and kind of stuck in at the edges of the shore.
Does the I don't know if maybe you just misworded it, because I heard you say lake earlier. Is the stream heading to a lake or coming from?
If I said that,
Or
that
you
was
just-
yeah,
you
yeah,
just
that
meant
was that
stream.
was just
Okay, gotcha.
misspeaking. I meant stream or river.
Got it. Okay.
You,
Gotcha,
you
gotcha.
said the footprints were becoming almost bipedal, right?
From the looks of it, yeah. Because whatever it was something that was
Um,
leaning back on its heel, which normally quadrupeds don't really do. Most of them.
Right. So,
Well, I think if we wait around long enough, we might find out what that is.
All of this thinking is getting me hungry. What is one? Something to eat?
Well, if we're staying out here while those guys are investigating, I'm just going to spend my time gathering some downed deadwood and make a couple brush piles. Because if we're staying out here at night, I can't see for crap in the dark. So I need some
Same here.
bonfires.
oh,
Yeah, we're gonna need to light up the night a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
start with the making a campfire.
I would help set up a fire. I would like to use Druidcraft Fireplay to light this. You said you were gonna get like a pile of brush, right?
Yeah, for when dark falls. Yep. And a
Okay,
couple
yeah,
of them around.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I could use Druidcraft Fireplay to light a small campfire, torch, or candle. So as many of those as we would like, I'd be happy to help with.
All right. So you guys
And
set
if-
that up to get some lights set up there. Now, just real quick, you guys, we missed the last break time there, so we're gonna take one real quick one. I know we don't have too much time, but we're gonna get this last little bit in there. We just want to take that last break. I gotta hit the restroom real quick, anyways. So everyone, take a quick breather, and then we'll come back in 5 minutes, and then you guys are setting up a little camp there, getting some torches, so you're not just sitting out there entirely in the dark. And then
Right.
from there, you guys are resting. Eventually the sun does start to go down, and you guys start to hear some rustling in the tall grass, and that's where we'll pick up from. BRB, everybody.
Envar, get out of the bushes.
Get your
I'm
face
getting
out of the
good.
water.
I mean,
Alright, let me just
I wanted
move it
to
on over here.
dive into the water, but
Finbar, get your head out of there.
Damn it!
It's like the road runner in the water. Just
All right, I'll be right back, y'all. All right. Coming back in here. All right, and we are
Gonna get-
back.
Oh,
I think I might have been unmuted that whole time, but whatever. All right, so
We
here
heard
we
you.
are, and let's bring you all out here into the end of the world here. Now, from where you guys were at before, closer over here towards the edge, and let me just. And of course,
One thing, recent.
nighttime.
I don't know if you have it toggled or something, but I'm hearing with Scribe, like people talking like rumors. So I don't know if he's. I mean,
think it's
we
the tavern thing is going on right now for the music.
Oh, you're talking about the music. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the tavern should be the open one. That's all right. It'll hopefully this one will come through.
we can change the music, like here in the Scribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, and where did my?
Damn.
We gotta change that beat up a little bit as things. You guys again hear the rustling in the woods there. Something starts to stir.
looking on your stream, it hasn't changed the Roll20 page.
Yeah, it will once I pull this
Oh,
up
okay.
here.
Sorry, I just.
Pull it up yet?
Sorry about that. I just wasn't sure.
No, you're good. It's not loading here. Thank you for telling me so I could reload that and reposition it. This annoying thing. It has me. Okay. Oh, it's because, okay, I know why. Give me 1 second. Sheesh. Sorry, our technical errors. Give me a second. Gotta add myself to your guys' thing so I can see what y'all see.
One question to all: do you know how to change or bring down the size of the character portrait in Roll20?
You mean like zoom and stuff?
So I know it, but the portrait of the characters, like very big here.
Oh, in the
He's
bottom
somebody-
left, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to change the size. I only know how to change the location.
Oh, you're talking about the where it says like who's in the room and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's somewhere over in the option settings. There's one there that'll say like if I can figure out which one that is.
So if you go to audio video, and then you'll see
Oh yeah,
video display
video
tab.
display.
Yeah, there it goes. Click on the one that says none.
Of audio video. Display.
Oh, perfect.
Names only. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Make sure this is pulling up right on the stream there. All right. And then with that, as you all stand about, you can see off in the woods there, or off in the tall grass, a number of creatures start to rise up. These beasts, very canine in form, but nothing. We're not talking beautiful canines. These things look like tall bipedal mongrels, half mongrel, half humanoid, standing tall with gnarling teeth, slobber dripping from their sides there. And
Nice. Before you get too far and while you're setting up the map, can you also put on a couple of those bonfires we set up earlier so I know where the lights are?
What the fuck are those creatures?
See if I have.
There's a lot of them.
Oh man,
Oh god.
was nice knowing you all.
Oh god.
Level 1. Level 1.
You can take them.
Oh, you'll
got
be
this.
fine.
Power of friendship.
Oh man.
I don't really have anything fires placed exactly, so we'll just kind of use these little markers here. Make that thicker. Kind of indicate
Appreciate it. Thank you.
where you guys have set these up. So the area itself is lit well enough to see. It's a little dim, but most of you have dark vision to begin with. But from there, it's that time, y'all. I'm gonna need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no.
Ooh.
So okay, so the humans, like, are we gonna have disadvantage on our attacks in this dim light?
21.
Oh.
No. Well, depending on how far off you push. Let's say if you push past the go more than 10 feet from where the outer kind of the perimeter of those lights are set up, then it starts to dim there. Let's say 20 feet. 20 feet beyond that is where it starts to get the dim light. Anything within that circle, you're still within a good spot.
Gotcha.
Let me just pull up this particular encounter.
Also, I do have the alert feat, so if anybody wants to switch initiative, just you can let me know.
All right, let's say everybody roll their initiative, right?
Do
Yeah.
you want to switch initiative with me?
I'm asking. It's up to you. You have to be willing to switch.
And then let's see
Okay,
what
Right,
they're
so
rolling.
you have a
Risen-
21 of initiative now.
Ooh,
I rolled, but it didn't go to the tracker.
I didn't go to the tracker. It's showing you here with an 11. Is that what you got?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and ooh, did any of you beat their initiative? I don't think so. Oh no,
I
Finvar did. What is your?
No.
So you guys actually tied on initiative, so you're gonna get the advantage on that. And with that, let me just change our jamming tune here.
But I'm
Where's
going
the-
to change it with Torin initiative.
You're gonna switch with me?
Yeah, with alert. I'm
Alright.
going to have a 10 and he's going to have a 21.
And let me readjust that.
That was really handy.
All right,
Even
so
with proficiency on my initiative, I roll terrible.
okay, so just to clarify, so
I got
Torin,
you.
Torin is getting
I'll-
the 15, and or no, my bad. Torin is getting the 15, and Finvar is getting. Oh, no, I'm getting them all mixed up here. Give me 1
Oh.
second.
Torin is getting the 21.
Okay, Finvar is getting the 21, and Torin's getting the 21. Finvar is getting
Yeah.
a 15.
10.
Okay.
But
No,
Got
a
it.
10,
I
a
rolled
10.
a 10.
A 10, a
I'm
10, a
changing
10.
it with Torin.
Okay. Got it.
already know the alert feed's
What
gonna be a
a
problem.
mess. Yeah.
oh no. Didn't even-
Next time I'm not switching up.
All right, there we go. So first up is going to be Torin.
All right. How can I get on top of this log right here? The tree trunk?
So you
Would
can
it
climb
take
up
an
there,
action to
but
get up there, or-
you can. Yeah, it would take a. You would need to climb it because keep in mind that the actual tree itself, as far as around, like it's about the size of a small cottage. So it's got a good, depending on what side you're at, a good anywhere from 15 towards the base to slimming out towards about 12 to 13 feet as you get towards the center of it.
Okay. I will. I'll move. I can move my token.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll move over here. And I'm gonna take a bow shot at the one at the front right here.
All right, go for it.
So it's 13
13 to hit.
to hit.
So you launch through. The creature that you're shooting at is still partially off in the tall grass. It tries to dip down there a little bit, but it comes across, catches him in the shoulder there, and
Nice.
oh, these motherfuckers have way too much. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I gotta check one thing here because something did not get programmed right on those bastards. I should have. Okay. All right, and how much damage are you doing?
I did 7.
7. All right.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm use the last 10 feet of movement to shift a little bit further down, if I can.
All right. Sorry, I'm fixing there. Oh, because it did not get programmed in there correctly. All right. And the first one there, you hit for 7.
Mhm.
All right.
And it has the slow feet to the bow. Do I need to say that before I shoot, or do I? How do it work?
No, if that's part of your attack, then it should just
Okay.
apply it there as long as some of that stuff. I'm still learning some of those intricacies. Let me just check that real quick. Slow. If you hit a creature with the longbow and deal damage to it, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of next turn. If the creature is hit more than once by weapons that have this property, the speed doesn't go past 10. Okay, so that one is reduced by 10 feet on his movement there as well. So we'll snell him. All right.
Cool.
Anything else?
That will end my turn.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us over to your guys' nice new friends. Now, so the first one that you've launched the arrow at, it goes through, it's going to dig in, push on, trying to reach towards you. Let's see. Doing math here. But kind of lingered there because where it caught him in the arm kind of slows him down a little bit so he can't go into his full downward sprint. He is going to dash and push in right on you, but no further actions for any kind of attacks there. These two up top will dash as well. To move. And then fellas in the back here, this one's gonna push down towards Ragnar. Move in. Come in there, coming up with a large claw. It's gonna come in with that is a dirty 20.
Gonna hit.
Thanks.
Pretty sure.
Nah, that misses. Just
All right, and Ragnar's gonna take that first 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Oh man.
I'm already. Oh
What's the
yeah, I
speed
gotta.
does Ragnar have?
What's
I
that?
only have 8, so
Oof.
Oh,
All
no.
right. This one
and
here.
level 1 is the hardest level.
yeah. I'm definitely built for when I level up, I can actually have good fighting stuff.
Also dashing. And this one is gonna dash as well. Getting in close on all of you, but at that point, out of actions. So that'll bring us over to up next, Ira.
Okay. Question. if I have a spell that is a bonus action, could I cast two? Could I use my action to cast one spell and then use my bonus action to cast that spell?
No, they specify in the new D&D you can only use one spell slot on a turn.
Okay.
So you could cast like if you have a bonus action if you have a bonus action spell, you can cast a cantrip with it, but you can't use two separate spell slots on a turn.
Okay.
Like FYI for you fighters out there, even if you action surge, you can't use two in a turn. They tied that little knot up.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. Okay. So, what did I just? Okay, save that. So I'd like to start my turn by using a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Ragnar's the one who got hit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I would like to cast Healing Word on that. And do I roll that or does he roll that?
You roll it.
Okay, so I cast. He gets 10.
Yeah, let's go.
Max healing 2 4 on 2d4
Oh my
plus 2.
god. Oh my god.
Ugh. Thank you.
Alright, that's on rag, of course. And then for my action, I would like to cast. I am going to cast Poison Spray on. Oh, the one that was loaded all the way down there. Okay. They've all taken their turn at this point. All the ones that have moved on to us, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I would like to cast Poison Spray on. Would I be suffering from disadvantage due to threatened with the two that are diagonal from me?
If it's a ranged spell, since they're all right on you, it is going to be a disadvantage to try to cast it on one.
Okay, then, dude, thinking about this. Then I will target this one here with a staff melee attack one-handed.
All right, go for it.
So I'm gonna roll the d. Oh, okay. What is all this? 181. Yes. How do I roll this?
If you're casting with a staff, just click the +2, and then you said one-handed. So after you roll that, then roll the 1d6 button.
I'm clicking the +2, but it's just giving me the description of it. Not sure if that's showing up in roll 20 there as well.
And that was me that just hit it, and it's rolling.
Okay, because I'm not seeing a roll.
Yeah, see, I hit it and it rolled. That was it gave you a crit fail, but that was on me.
Okay.
So no. Go ahead and try to roll it again. Are you hitting next to? It says staff. It says range, HDC. What are you clicking on?
I'm hitting on the +2.
Are you in inventory?
No, I'm under actions.
Actions.
You should just be able to click on
oh.
the name itself.
Through D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you mouse over so the little B pops up,
Okay,
click on the B
there
instead.
we go.
There you
Okay, I got a 4 to hit.
The 4 does not hit, unfortunately.
Also, Risen, the battle map isn't showing up on the stream.
Oh yeah, it's because when I switch between other pages, I need like 4 more screens over here. So
I apologize for taking that much time to figure out how to hit with the staff.
hey man, it happens. No worries. All right, so up next is gonna bring us to Jasper.
Okay, so I've got my false life is still going, hit points, which last until long rest. So I'm going to, with my shield in one hand and my war pick in the other, I'm going to cast a cantrip, True Strike, and I'll cast it on the VTT here. And what that does is it allows me to use my intelligence instead of my my strength to roll. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the option here. It only can give me damage, not the roll. So I'm just going to roll the war pick here. Ooh, rolled a 19 plus 6, so that would actually be 25.
That is gonna hit.
Excellent. So I don't know what these creatures are. There's probably some magic involved. So instead of doing regular piercing damage, I'm going to change it to radiant through the True Strike cantrip, and it's one-handed. So did it's
9
actually
damage.
1d8 plus 4 because I'm using intelligence. 1d8 plus 4, so it's actually 11 radiant damage.
11, nice.
Yeah, to the one right in front of me.
The one right in front of you. All right.
Yep. All right, I should have specified that at the beginning.
So with that, this thing is pretty badly bruised. You can see that slice there came right across its chest and through half of its jaw there, and that thing is at this point bloodied.
Are these things wearing clothes, by the way, or are they naked?
They are not. A couple of them, you might notice a scrap of something that might have been a shirt at one point, but at this point is little more than just a necklace hanging around their necks there. Tattered bits here or there caught in the fur, but otherwise they are naked.
Okay, that's my turn. Thanks.
All right, and then get rid of that. All right, and then that'll bring us over to Finvar.
Okay, so hidden in the clothing in my bag, I'm going to bring out my 2 daggers. Okay, and I'm going to cast Divine Favor upon myself, which gives me more damage to my roll. Okay, that doesn't count. But I'm going to attack the one is it in front of me. So it's going to be
This one right here. Okay.
2 attacks with my 2 daggers and 2 divine favors because they are 2 only if I hit, of course. So
Okay.
I'm going to 18 one attack
That's gonna hit.
and the other 4 9.
The first
Does it
one
hit?
hits. The second one doesn't. So go ahead and give me the damage for the first one.
Okay. So this is a question. I'm going to. Could I spend 1 lucky point after rolling the dice, or is it before to give me advantage?
Let me read how it states it on this one. Again, new edition, so I'm learning some things as we go as well.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yes. So I can't.
Where is it?
So
Where's
it's okay.
the-
I'm going to the 1, and that's it. So the damage for the dagger and the damage for the divine favor. 6 in the dagger, and divine favor is going to do 1 extra divine damage. So 7 in a swift cut in the chest of the creature, and that's it.
All
I'm
right.
going to stand firm with my 2 daggers in front of me, and that's it. I'm not going to move. So next.
All right. Now I
7
have
speed.
him bloody as well. Also, the one you had hit earlier with the arrow was also bloodied. All right. And then Ragnar, you are up.
All right. I'm going to. I'm actually going to move real quick closer to the rest of the group to not initiate any kind of a attack from this thing. And as my bonus action, how bloody does? How do you guys? Oh, there we go. Does that one look?
He has 7 HP left. No, I did 7 HP to him.
You did 7. Okay. All right, cool. Then I'm going to bonus action cast Hex on that one. And also I do dexterity for it, so I'll have disadvantage on the dexterity rolls.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, as my action, cast Green Flame Blade on my scimitar and attack it using my charisma modifiers. But it's already my packed weapon, so I should be using it when I roll. 18. Is that hit?
Oh, yeah, that hits. My bad. I didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah. Awesome. I do 1d6 plus 4, so 10, and then I think I do another. For the hex, I get another 1d6
All right.
necrotic on top of it. And another
Nice.
5. Yeah, 15 damage.
All right. With that,
And also, 4 fire damage jumps on the one directly above it. Because I use Green Flame Blade. It's 4 fire damage jumps onto the other one.
Cross cannon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so hack through that thing. And as you slice this thing down, the swing is quick, it's precise, goes straight through, not just making a new one, but actually cleaving through the wound he had already received there, just cutting it even deeper till piercing the heart, and the fire slings off at the other one there, and it's going to be enough to take both of them down, in fact. So as these things start shaking and falling to the ground there, you can see their bodies start to, it looks as if they're morphing or changing somehow, but not back into any kind of full humanoid. The body's sucking in. It's as if they're going through just 100 years of atrophy in that exact moment, till they're withered down to nothing but bones looks like bones with hide pulled tight over it, until that falls into nearly dust as well. Both of these bastards are DEA dead. All right. Do you have anything else?
No, that's gonna be my turn.
All right, and that brings us back to the top there with Torin.
Okay, quick question. I have a Vex and a Nick weapons. If I don't have 2 weapon fighting, I can't swing twice, even with the Nick feat.
So you can technically use a bonus action. Just if you have a second hand like weapon there, you can swing again, but you don't add your modifier for that attack or for that damage.
Okay. All right, then I will. I'll go ahead and I'll swing my short sword on this one right in front of me.
All right.
Let's see. 21.
It's gonna hit.
And it'll do 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing. Nice. Okay. So that is. That one slices through. You catch the creature as it's been kind of moving towards you a bit slower than it was before from your first hit there. Coming in as you switch over to your blade and swing it across quickly there. Catch it right through the throat. You kind of catch it in its own momentum as it's coming at you, and it drops down dead as well.
Nice. Alright. And then I'm gonna move over him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna be right there.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
Nice, nice. All right, and that'll bring us over to your guys' nice new friends here, who
Ugh.
these two are gonna push in and take a swing on Ira. Ooh, and packed in means they'll get a little extra. Oof. All right, so I'm pretty sure a 21 is gonna hit,
Maybe.
and that first one is gonna do 7 damage to you.
Oh.
Second one is gonna follow suit. That one is coming in with a 23.
That's gonna hit.
Yeesh.
Just hits.
Damage rolled a little lower, so it is going to. That's going to be doing 3 damage to you.
Okay.
So they both kind of pile in there as the other two off to the side there are fighting your companions to the side. These two push in and just start swinging massively faster than you can really fend them off. And then who's still alive here? Oh, we got Buddy over here going to go in for Ragnar.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that is
no.
going to come in with a 12. Does a 12 hit?
12 is just my AC.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh no. I was like, finally someone's not gonna get hit. Ooh.
No, I'm full glass can.
And he is gonna do 8 slashing damage.
And Ragnar goes down.
Damn.
Oh no.
Ira, how much speed do you have?
8.
Damn.
Ira, they hit you as well, no?
So
Ira,
Ira
yeah.
healed me to full, which is 8. So I
Yeah,
got
but-
hit by 8.
You hit Ira, no? Or
Yep, you hit me. And then there's a
How
third
much-
one still alive.
And you're still up,
What?
Ira?
I'm still
Yeah.
up. After
How much
getting hit
speed?
for after getting hit for 10 damage, I still have 3 HP.
Okay.
Oof. All right. Well, Ira, it is your turn.
Oh no. Question. So if I cast a healing spell on a downed companion, does that stabilize them and heal
Yeah,
them, or
it will get them back up. You can always use an action. I'm gonna check if it's any different in this edition. I don't recall. I don't think it is, but right now we're gonna stick with what I know, which is you can use an action to help, which will stabilize them at 1 health, but does not revive them. Or you can use healing of some sort that will actually get them back up in the fight.
all right? And then when it says that they are stable, they don't immediately pop back up, right? They just no longer rolling death saves.
Correct. Yeah. You essentially stabilize them at 1 HP. They're more or less, maybe not necessarily unconscious, but they're down. They're down until they get some actual healing. Think of it the equivalent of going over and packaging someone's wound real quick. They're still bleeding now, but not quite as fast.
Okay. And if somebody, so say I were to cast a healing spell on Ragnar again, what, do you still get your action when you are helped in that regard, or no? Just curious.
Yeah. If he's healed, I mean, he's technically he's down, he's prone, so he would lose half his speed getting back up. But I'm not gonna take your action away. You're up. Up is up.
Okay. Then I will cast Healing Word on Ragnar once again. So
He's
I
over
will
like, come on, just do it. Just do it.
what
cast
about
that
yourself? You have
for
to.
9 healing.
9 healing. There you go.
And
It's a roller coaster. You keep going up, down, up, down.
Right? Ragnar,
I'm
he
just-
wibbles, he wobbles, but he don't fall down.
and I will try and hit. I will try and hit this one with my staff once again. Let's see if I can actually get it to roll this time. It actually rolled. I rolled a 7 to hit.
A 7. A 7 does not hit.
Alrighty then.
He's a bit too
And-
spry. He saw that coming. When you're casting with one hand and just trying to fend the motherfucker off with the other, he's
And with that'll be my turn. I'm not taking no opportunity attack here.
All right, Jasper, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to step over the downed creature, shape changer, and just flank to the other side to give folks some room. And then strike, do the rinse and repeat, use the True Strike cantrip to use my intelligence to attack and damage on my Warpic. So instead of a +2, it'll be a +4.
All right.
Unfortunately, it is a 7 to hit.
Okay, well, you are flanking, so it should give you the general rules are advantage on that.
Yeah.
So
I find I was actually just gonna offer to use my heroic inspiration for being a human, but if I get advantage, I'm gonna try again.
You already got advantage on that particular swing since you're on opposite sides of them.
Rolled another 2. So I'm gonna use a heroic inspiration.
All
I
right.
get one every long rest to re-roll. And that will use up my heroic inspiration. So let me mouse over here. There we go. It's a little bit better. So that's a +4 instead of a +2. So, or I'm sorry, it's a +6 instead of a +4. So it's a total of 16 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right, this is still one-handed again. And this is a +4 damage instead of +2. So it's let's see, I rolled a 8. So that's 12 damage.
12 damage. You slice that thing hard. It is still up, but it is bloodied and very badly wounded.
Excellent. That is my turn.
All right. Finvar.
Again, I look at my right, looking at Jasper, who just slats one across his body. I'm going to launch myself towards the one is in front of Finbar to treat the reason rather than the wound. So I'm going to attack him with my 2 daggers.
You're moving to attack who? Which one?
The one that's in front of Finbar. No, Finbar, no, sorry, Ragnar.
Okay, so you're going over. And yeah. All right, so go ahead and move over there and give me an attack roll, whatever you're hitting them with.
2 daggers. 1, 2. 21 and 23. Okay, I landed 2. It's going to be one is +3, the other one is not because I don't have 2 weapon fighting yet. So it's 4 damage plus +2, so total of 6, and then the divine favor 2 times. 4 and 4. So 6 plus 8 is going to be a total of 14 damage to the safe shifter. Two slashes one in the neck and the other one in the body, putting myself in between Ragnar and the monster.
All right, so you go over and slice him open, draining the throat, opening up the chest, and that one is down as well. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm going to stay there.
All right, Ragnar. Now you are currently prone, so getting back up is going to take half of your movement there. Otherwise, after that, what are you doing? There's 2 more up top there. One pretty badly wounded, one so far unscathed.
Damn. Oh, so it's 5, 10. Yeah, I can't go past him because I don't have enough movement since it's halved. So I will hex. Actually, sorry. I will hex that one. Doing the dexterity. So whenever a creature dies, I automatically get that hex thing back, and as a bonus action, I could just throw it in. So I'm hexing that one, and then I'm going to again flame blade after the one directly in front of Ira, which is going to be 17 to hit.
Nice.
That is gonna hit, and then
Beautiful.
at that point,
So
go ahead.
it'll be 8 damage on that one, and then 4 fire will jump to the other one.
Finishing this one off, and slicing that one above there. All right. Anything else?
Question for the other one, since it was just fire jumping onto it, that doesn't count for my hex, does it?
No, because that wasn't the hex creature.
No. So I did the farther one is the one I hexed.
Oh, you hexed the one up top there. Give me
Yeah.
one second.
My bad.
Let me check your hex real quick. Specific. So the way it's worded, no, I'm gonna give it to you though, because I don't care. You seem like they had a plan there. I don't see any reason to take that away from you. The way it's worded, you didn't technically get an attack roll against it, but I see the intent there. So yeah, I'm not gonna.
Okay, so
I'd rather give it to
instead
you.
of the 4, it'll get 5 damage.
5
Just
damage.
one I rolled on that.
That's all right. See, didn't break the game or nothing. All right. Anything else?
No, that'll be all.
All right, back to the top there, Torin.
I'm gonna take a shot right at that last one. I'm also gonna use a luck dice to give me advantage on it.
Go for it.
Nice.
Two 13s for 21
That'll hit.
for 11 piercing damage.
And so that last one there, as the flames come across this thing's chest and face, and it's holds its jaw back up, and the arrow staples through the bottom of the maw to the top as it twists, still burning, and falls into the next to the stump there. Again, the bodies all wither away. This one even faster as it continues to burn for a moment until there is nothing left.
Nice.
And you all are quite victorious. Bringing
Fates are with us, gentlemen.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you, Ira. As I'm like, I pat you on the back. Thank you.
Ira is with us, gentlemen.
Do some Mathises right here, real quick. So, what we're gonna do there is, as I mentioned, I do XP, but XP with a combination of milestones. Sometimes milestones are more appropriate. On this one, with everything you guys have done as far as adventuring out, the exploration you guys have done, which I always appreciate. You guys have been exploring the things, so we're gonna go ahead and just figure everything is gonna add up anyways to go ahead and level to level 2 for next session. Oh yes.
Let's go.
We're gonna start off things right. Went a little bit over, so you guys definitely earned it tonight. But
Excellent.
I promise you, Ira, you won't have to heal me as much anymore.
Oh man, I think only me and you got hit in that fight too.
it
I
goes
did
that
got
way
a squad.
sometimes.
And
I feel targeted.
King Ragnar died. I'm came back. So
All right,
Is
so
there a fancier way of leveling up? Or?
I just go to the what's it called thing. I don't really know. Oh, but we did have one of these fun channel points. Yeah, I see you there, Mr. Jericho. I see that you redeemed that one. So Ragnar, as everything is finishing up, you do kind of notice down there, just under your foot that you're stepping on, sitting little angled outside of the dirt there, a single copper coin.
Oh, hey, all right. I'll take that.
He picks it up. All right, give me one second. It appears to be a copper coin. All right. Anyways, that is where we will leave it for the evening. You guys have done some investigating, see some stuff going on, some nice, interesting exploration, digging into stuff there as well. Got some combat in there. Hit level 2. Got a lot of things to think about over the next week, and then we'll pick it up from there and see if you guys can get to the bottom. What the hell is going on in this crazy forest here? But
Nice.
and to everybody who did join us tonight, which actually looked like we had a pretty decent crowd. So, you know, I hope everybody had a good time. We had a good time playing. I certainly did. I've been looking forward to this for a good long while and getting this world going. I hope you guys are liking it and picking up the tones and enjoying kind of the setting and stuff like that. And there is so much more to come. So make sure you are here with us next week. Again, normally it is 4 Pacific time to 7, but you guys started headed. I thought it was going to be a no combat session. Then y'all headed there right towards the end. I'm like, oh, I can't leave it hanging now. I rolled a nat 20 and ended up at the beach. Or I'd be there with y'all. Nice. All right, sorry, that was some of the chat there. But yeah, so we'll pick it up next week. It will be 4 to 7 most likely. See if we can finish this one off and then watch as the whole world opens up. Thank everybody so much. Y'all have a good night. Players, give me just a second. Let me just peace out everybody here, and then I'll be right back with y'all. One sec. Where is that freaking button? Ah, there we go. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me again. Risen Guy here with the new group. This particular campaign, which we have dubbed the Strife of Aradiel. So there are many stripes going on, as you can see. Some sweet times, some sad times, some scary times, some silly times, but it's all going to come together. Just gotta have a little faith. Anyways, peace out. Catch you next week. Hopefully things will be a bit more technically ironed out by then, but if not, I mean, it's D&D. Just listen, have fun, y'all. And also, little side note thing, just a little thing I want to point out here. I saw somebody who posted this thing earlier on TikTok, had this thing about, oh, the places not to start your campaign in, the most generic places. Don't start them in a tavern. Don't start them on a road. Yada. I'm just gonna give y'all a secret. Start them wherever the fuck you want to start your goddamn game. Just don't be common. You can be common, but you gotta change it up a little bit, right? It's about subverting expectations. That's the secret. Look that up, figure out what that means and how it works, and you'll do fine. Just do what you think is fun. You know, that's what it's all about. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night. Later.